and gentlemen, welcome to Getting Off. I am your host, the patron saint of the perverse, the Warden Mad Ritter, and I am here today with my guests, but first my co-host. She is host of the She Leads Showcase and host of the Katie Horror Showcase here on Getting Off, Ms. Katie Kinsey Bebe.
Hi.
And joining us today, back for part 2, Eric and Kelly from Final Girls and the Hesh Files. And as you know, Eric is also sitting next to his wife.
Hi.
Also from the Final Girls, Sarah.
We got 3 hills here.
That's a hill to die on.
The gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
We have just about, outside of Nirvana, who we may get on one day, completed every configuration of the Sarah, Eric, Kelly sandwich that I
Oh my god.
That's weird phrasing.
Puzzle box.
The puzzle box.
It's also from me, so yeah, the puzzle box. There we go.
Yeah, very cursed puzzle box that is.
But I'm happy to have you guys here. Welcome.
Hi. Thanks for having
Happy to
us
be
again.
here.
Well, this is I wasn't on the first Alien one, so this is my first time on this one. So thank you for inviting me to this one.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground last time. It was quite a heated discussion.
Oh yeah.
Indeed
Yeah,
it was.
yeah.
Between
Um,
everyone else, I kind of just sat here and had like 4 lines and just watched everything happen.
So let me ask you guys this, because I had a very different experience watching these movies than what I expected. For those of you who don't know and can't read down at the bottom, we are talking Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and Alien Romulus, because the last time we did the quadrilogy, the first 4 Alien movies. So we're finishing off Alien, but we put Alien versus Predator aside for a little special, its own thing. But for the most part, up until this last watch through, I was not a huge fan of these movies and what I saw due to mythology, and who am I to tell Ridley Scott if he did something right or not? But I felt like he went in a direction that we didn't want him to go, especially Prometheus, because when I went to go see an Alien movie, I went to go see it for the Xenomorphs, and there wasn't a Xenomorph in the movie.
So you're the reason that Covenant turned out the way it did.
Possibly. So I had that issue, and then Covenant, I went in expecting them to explain to me what was going on in Prometheus and why we didn't have the alien, and I didn't really feel like they did a great job of that, because I thought we were somehow going to connect back to the first Alien movie at some point, because in the first Alien movie, they find an engineer ship, and they find the eggs, and they find the aliens, or an alien. So I was like, how do we get from where we are here to there? And I thought that's where we were headed, and we didn't. And then I was super excited for Alien Romulus because it was Fede Alvarez, and he directed my favorite horror movie of all time. And then he brought back the abomination that is the birthed half human, half alien thing.
I literally
And I was
said
like,
it looked like a deadite.
It looks like Mark Zuckerberg.
It does. Why did you do that to me?
I'm sorry.
But this time around, and I've watched these movies multiple times, everything started to kind of click. I did a little bit of research. You're sorry that it clicked?
Oh, Matt, you're
Wait,
kind of
what?
spotty. You were
Am I
cutting
lagging?
out for a second.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm lagging.
I'm
All
telling
right.
you, there's
No,
something in the air today. It's Mercury retrograde.
everything kind of clicked for me this time around. I did some research. I did some Final Girl research, if you will. Found some things out. Things kind of came together, and I enjoyed them a lot more than I thought I was going to. But what about you guys? This watch through, how'd you feel about the movies?
I'm so excited to hear Katie's opinions because last time you had mentioned that you hadn't seen all or most of these. Okay, and then I was like, Michael
Not a single
Fassbender
one.
though, and then even Patrick Wilson. I forgot. We'll have to get to
Dude,
that.
I know,
We'll have to get to that.
Amazing.
So that was so funny. I was like, oh my god, Katie's gonna love this.
I did.
I was just gonna say, like, would it be helpful if I gave a quick like chronology of the movies, like how they go like in sequence? Because that helped me to look at.
I mean,
It's just
yeah.
a list.
Works
So-
for me.
yeah.
Okay, so literally, so we start with Prometheus. to Alien Covenant, to Alien Earth, to Alien Romulus, then Aliens, then Alien 3, and then Alien Resurrection. So it's
Wow.
interesting to watch them in that order, but we did not.
And we didn't cover Alien Earth. I will say one of my favorite things about Alien Earth was they shot scenes in that show that felt like they were shot back in the 70s or 80s when the original Alien was made. So it was really cool to see that. It definitely had that vibe. Katie, would you like to let us know how you felt about these 3 movies now that you've seen pretty much everything Alien?
Almost everything. Almost. We're almost there. I did have Patrick Wilson in all caps in my note. Because what a wonderful surprise that was.
Very brief.
I'm so excited. It literally was a jaw, like, it's one of those ones where I don't like filming my reaction because I like to just explain everything, but that would have been a perfect one. My jaw. I said, Patrick! I was so excited. And then we got a random James Franco cameo in the second one. Like that one also threw me off. I was very confused. I was like, is that James Franco? That's confusing. I did actually kind of enjoy these, surprisingly. I kind of understand them, and then I thought I didn't, and then I thought I did, and now I don't know. So I don't know. I guess as we talk, maybe it'll make more sense. But again, I went into this only knowing the 4 Alien movies we watched a month and a half ago that I don't remember really anything from. So
that's fair. That's fair. Sarah, Eric,
go for it.
It was fun, given now it was fun kind of watching James Franco get set on fire. That was kind of cathartic in a way. But also I was thinking, like, how did James Franco and Danny McBride weasel themselves into this franchise? Like, that's kind of like
Pineapple Covenant.
I feel like that's something else.
Like,
that's definitely something else.
Alien Express.
Alien Express.
Express. Oh my god.
One's a sativa, one is a indica.
That's funny.
No, I really like these movies. I'd seen them before. It was fun watching them again. They're really good. I mean, I was interested with the lore that Ridley Scott kind of laid out. I mean, it's a bit much. I'm not necessarily saying like I love what he did, but it's interesting what he did. And I would have liked to have seen where it was going. But I'd say we'll never know, but he's got his hand in the bag again and trying to do all sorts of Ridley things with the franchise. So who knows what'll happen.
Mm-hmm. Sarah?
Okay. This is not my type of movie, and but I'm really glad to be here talking about it because it pushed me out of my box. I did see all of these before. I hadn't seen Prometheus and Covenant since they came out years and years and years ago. Well, like maybe 12 and yeah, but we did see Romulus in the theater, and I actually really did enjoy that one. But yeah, I was so lost so many times. I had to ask him. I'm really glad I have him because I had to ask him. He was like my index. I was like, okay, who is that again? Wait, what? Like who? So it was fun. It was fun to watch. I think Covenant was my least favorite one, and he was laughing because I actually got up and took Lydia outside and ended up pulling some weeds while I was out there. And Eric was like, "You literally just left this movie to go pull weeds. Like you must really not. This must not be your thing."
She let the dog out to go potty, and she was out there for a long time. And so I go out there, and she's literally out there just fucking pulling weeds, and I'm like, You really don't like this movie if you're doing yard
it's not
work.
that I don't like it. It's just it's a stress. My brain doesn't work this way, but it was a fun exercise in yes.
Patience.
I think it was Catherine Watterson's haircut in that one.
That was
You
so
just,
bad.
Like, pieced out. Like, no, thank you.
What the fuck
And
was
we
with
were-
that haircut?
We were literally just
For
talking
real.
about Josh Hartnett's hair in
Yeah.
Faculty. No, this one takes the cake. I was like,
Dude,
Okay, But no, her hair was extra fucking offensive because they have a whole scene where Fassbender Robot is watching MASH, learns how to bleach and cut his hair, and does all
bleaches.
There are
gorgeously.
so many scenes that have to do with David and his fucking hair.
Oh,
how many hairstyles does David have in those two movies? And she has that fucking haircut.
Wait, I want to give my opinion in a second, but the trivia makes that haircut even worse because it said that hair was inspired by when she was filming Fantastic Beasts with Ezra Miller, and he had a wig. Bad. He had a wig that looked like that, and she tried it on for fun, and then they went with that. What? It's terrible. Like, it's so like Ripley with the shaved head. Perfect, beautiful. If she had if Daniels had just shaved her head, I bet she would have looked amazing and not like that.
Or did like a little pixie or something.
Honestly, anything but what that was.
Jesus fuck.
Okay, we're gonna have a lot of hair opinions, I think.
A lot of hair opinions.
Hey, listen, it was
absolutely
fine. As someone who doesn't have hair, I don't have many hair opinions, but I'm willing to listen to, you know, the non-follically challenged. And
I mean, Shaw's hair was very similar to mine if I had bangs. And I was like, okay, girl, it works.
We did load Prometheus up with quite the cast. You guys have already talked about some with the small Patrick Wilson cameo, Elizabeth Shaw being played by Noomi Rapace, Logan Marshall Green, Michael Fassbender, Charlize Theron, Idris Elba, big names. Sarah, don't feel bad because I've tried these movies multiple times, and until I actually had to sit down and take notes, as much of we talk about how we're lore whores here at Getting Off. So as much of a lore whore as I am, it didn't make any sense to me what the fuck was going on. At all until this sit down watch through where I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to ignore the fact that I'm watching an alien movie with no fucking aliens, and I'm going to figure out how all of this works. And I wrote all the notes down, and it all just finally clicked for me. So, you know, I was like, all right, it's not perfect. It doesn't get finished, but there is enough there that I'm like, okay, I kind of get what we were doing and where we were going with this. And it made it a little better for me because I don't have Eric, unless you want to move to Chicago. I don't have Eric to explain and help me along with the pieces that I was missing. So
you know, everyone has Google though.
We do all have Google. And again, I did my Final Girl research and I looked some shit up, and that's where I was like, okay, so this is how we're going, where we're going, and this is how we got there, and it made
Matt,
sense.
you're a great Final Girl.
And Eric speaks Sarah. So he's like, okay, remember the one girl with the one hair, like the one hairstyle, and then this guy with the one thing he was wearing. Like he speaks Eric or Sarah, so he knows how to translate it. Yeah.
I want to point out one actor that you didn't mention. I don't even know his name. I'm literally looking him up right now, but it's because he was in one of my favorite horror movies of recent years. It's a very disturbing movie called Possum, and that was Sean Harris. So he plays Fifield in Prometheus. And yeah, he's the star of Possum, and Possum is great. Everyone I mean, it's not going to be for everyone. It's really grim, but it's so good. So.
I also, since we were talking about hair real quick, for those, David can grow hair. Like his hair grows.
He also eats. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He was eating.
So, because I know, like they said, they made him too human, but I'm like, there has to be a certain line where human like there has to be a certain line where like this is still a synthetic.
Yeah.
I got nothing on that one. You know, like
he can't have a digestive system. Was he trimming his fingernails too, or does just the hair grow? Like I had
or his beard.
Yeah.
Well, just because you can grow hair on your head doesn't mean you can grow a beard. So, I mean, that one.
And just because you can grow a beard doesn't mean you can grow hair on your head.
Exactly. So that argument kind of goes out the window. Like, yeah, the rest of it. I mean, I don't under. Well, I mean, maybe because it was in Covenant that he had the long hair, and he did say that he had spent a lot of time modifying and engineering the xenomorphs and doing a lot of weird shit with biology. So I don't know, maybe he did something to himself. Like,
well, we know his hair is growing before that because he's having to cover his roots, like bleach his roots and stuff. But
see, I told you I got nothing. I'm reaching here and I still got nothing.
Right, so,
Right.
Eric, since you brought up the tinkering he was doing with alien DNA, my understanding, and I'd like you guys to correct me if I'm missing something or I'm wrong, but the way I understood it was the engineers have the substance, not the substance, but a substance, kind of like a parasite.
Goo. There's always black goo. There's always black goo.
That breaks down DNA and then will create new life from that broken down DNA. So we see in the beginning the engineer swallows and then crumbles because
that's his sacrifice.
His sacrifice falls into the water, and that then creates life on Earth. That creates us.
Yes.
When they find that black goo later on, there is a version of a facefucker, a giant tentacled monster in the black goo. We don't know how that spawned or where that came from, but we're assuming that's what the engineers were running from in the weird holograms that they started. That because David was just playing with all the technology and didn't give a fuck about anybody. And Kelly, you and I are going to talk about David.
Oh, yes, we are.
Yes, yeah.
And I already know Nirvan's going to be so annoyed when he actually listens to this episode because he despises David like most normal people, and I'm obsessed with David. So,
well, I'm. That's going to be interesting, but
he's basically a murder bot.
They have these giant face fuckers that exist in the black goo, and they, I guess, technically, it killed Fifield, right?
Uh-huh.
And
well,
it infected Fifield and it
infected
killed the other
him.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he turned into a weird monster thing that they had to kill with fire because kill it with fire. David stole some of the black goo and drugged Holloway with it.
Yes.
And then the black goo became an STD that he then passed on to Shaw.
Yeah.
And then Shaw gave birth to a ginormous facefucker that then attached itself to the engineer. And then we got this, I guess, the first version of a xenomorph. I know they call it a deacon. It doesn't have the inside jaw or anything like that, but it is like an unevolved form because the substance is at its most basic form, I guess, the form that the engineers had it at. David then convinces Shaw, hey, take me with you. And Shaw's like, I don't want to go home. I want to go find the engineers and their planet and why they did. Why the fuck? Why the fuck? After all of this, are you like, I want to go find more of these people and ask them why they wanted to kill? Like, they want you dead. I
think at that point she doesn't super care about like living or dying. She just wants answers. It's like she got a bunch of new questions to ask and she wants some form of answers before she leaves this, mortal existence is what I took it as.
That's fine. And as awesome as Elizabeth Shaw was through a lot of this movie, she is queen of making poor decisions because not only does she take David's head with her so she can go and ask the murder people why they want to murder me. She rebuilds David. And then he experiments on her and kills her. And then he gets to the engineer's home planet and he releases his modified shit.
And it's genocide immediately.
all of the engineers. It also makes these little puff balls. And these puff balls, if you step on them, a little bit of the goo comes out and it'll get in your orifices and then it'll impregnate you kind of as if you got attacked by a facefucker. And these white versions of xenomorphs, which I don't remember what they called, but I had it in my notes, come out. Yeah, albinomorphs come out, but again, imperfect. Yeah. So David has then continued to tamper and he has created us an egg. And in that egg is a facehugger, and in that facehugger is the early... not the earliest, because technically the Deacon's the earliest, but the next evolutionary step in the xenomorph line, which is what they called a praedomorph in these movies. So the one alien that we get in Covenant is a praedomorph. It is not technically a xenomorph. I don't know what version you guys watched, but through my Final Girl research, I found out that there is a bonus scene at the end of Alien Covenant where David contacts the Weyland-Yutani Corp to inform them that he plans to continue experimenting and also intends to create a queen, which lets us know that he made the queen that laid the eggs that gave us the Xenomorphs. So he continued to experiment and decided to make a queen.
I love that for him.
Yes.
I did not see that scene. No.
I didn't see it either, but it was in my Final Girl research. That
No.
apparently
HBO,
it
Jesus.
was like a bonus. It was like a bonus thing on a disc, and I was watching it on demand. Neither here nor there.
I was watching on HBO
So-
Max, like a normal person.
Yeah.
So that is why. That's how we get to Alien 1 and the Xenomorphs that we have, except for the fact that we don't know how those eggs got onto an engineer ship that was then found. We never got that connection of how David got those eggs to another engineer ship to be found by the Nostromo later down the road.
Because that's the movie we never got.
That's
That
the
would have
movie we never
been the third one. You know,
Yeah,
that
because
would
we had to pivot because everyone bitched about everything.
exactly. So now we're left here having this conversation. Like, how did it get from there to there? Because that movie just it was supposed to be, but never came out.
All right. So did I, Eric, Kelly, did I basically get that right?
I mean, I was thinking like, should we just leave? Because it's almost like you don't even need us. Like you just nailed everything. Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds right to me.
Well, I think a lot of it too is explained kind of at in the first few minutes of Prometheus, where we first see David and he's with Weyland, Guy Pearce,
In the worst old man makeup.
Yeah.
No. Oh, no. Maybe I'm thinking of
It was Covenant, I believe.
Covenant.
Is when they
I guess
showed
it was
him
Covenant.
young.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was that conversation
Mhm.
where they're talking about how Weyland created David, and David's like, well, who created you?
Mhm.
And he's like, well, that's what you're gonna help me figure out. And I think that right there sent David on this whole path to create life. I mean, that was the one thing that like he couldn't do. And they also explain that further in Covenant, is that the synthetics, the one thing they can't do is create, even if it's just creating a tune, which is why the flute scene is so weirdly important to the whole.
Is that where he makes
the
out
whole-
with himself?
That comes
Yeah,
later.
that comes later. Yeah. No, this is the foreplay.
This is
to-
the extremely erotic flute training scene.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
the
right.
flute. Michael Fassbender playing his flute with himself. Like, come on, it's so
He'll do the
Amazing.
fingering.
yeah. Now you do
My
it.
favorite line.
It's so weird, but I mean, that's why David goes on this whole thing of trying to create the perfect organism. Like he's just trying to do that. And I thought there was an interesting scene too when the crew first crash land. This is in Covenant again, when they first crash land, and Billy Crudup is like, "Oh my God, like you've got to help us. We're just a colony ship or whatever."
Mhm.
And David was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh.
How many do you have on board?"
2,000?
And he was just like,
Oh.
"Oh, I'll help you now." But then also in Romulus, we learn when Andy gets the upgrade and it upgrades his prime objective, he tells everybody that what he's doing with the black goo is for the good of the company. It's what the company wants. Like the company sent them out there for the goo. I mean, it's always about the black goo. It's just always
Warm
Oh,
liquid goo phase.
Yes,
had to throw
awesome
that in there.
powers.
I just had to throw that in there. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Eric, I think that's really well said. Because I agree that that's a big part of what's going on here is like the Xenomorphs essentially came about because someone created an android and was a huge dick to him and was like, get me that tea that he's sitting right next
Yeah.
to, even though
right
David's like
fucking
across the-
next to.
like as some sort of power play immediately when David's like, oh, you know what, you're gonna die someday, and like I won't, that's weird. And so and then like creating this being, showing him all this amazing art, like literally around him, and then being like, you can't do any of that, bud, you can't. And I just feel like it's kind of, well, okay, I'm just going to be that person again. I feel like it's kind of cruel to create a sentient being and then not give them that ability to create, which is something that a lot of us use for like catharsis and emotional regulation and stuff like that. So maybe he doesn't have like an outlet for his complicated near human feelings.
He definitely figures it the fuck out, though.
He sure fucking does, because life
Kill
finds a
all
way.
Humans.
Life
Finds a way. David finds a way.
Yeah, no, he figures out how to create. He figures out how to finger his flute.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
So,
That's
Katie, now
hilarious.
that we've explained all of this, is that basically where you were at, or?
I kind of. When Covenant started, I was like, so is this supposed to be like a whole prequel to Prometheus? And then it just jump cut to something completely different. I was like, oh, okay, no, that's fine. I didn't care. Sure. But it makes sense, like explained like that. Again, I'm just watching this solo. I'm just writing stuff down. I'm also not Googling anything because I know everyone here knows way more than I do about this shit. So
Not me.
Sarah, me and you, baby.
We're on the
here.
same. Yeah.
We're here. But like, it was like when it gets to Romulus, I didn't expect Romulus to be like, what was it like? 2 decades after Alien. Like, that was very surprising. I did not realize that's what it was going to be. So then that kind of just threw everything off. I don't know. They were fun, but I don't get it.
Do you see kind of why I split them up the way I did, and I had you watch the first 4 and then these 3? Because even though it's Ridley Scott, these movies don't really, as I said, tie into the first 4, the Ripley quadrilogy, you know, and what's going on there. And I didn't want to confuse you with engineers and giant face-fucking squid monsters and all of this shit before we got to the Xenomorphs, which is what those first 4 movies, that was the main antagonist of those. Well, I guess Weyland Yutani is the main antagonist throughout, but like the alien,
the worst.
Big Pharma, Weyland Yutani,
Big Pharma.
you know.
The man.
So
I like in Futurama, they call it Mom Santo.
I don't know.
Santo. Mom Corp.
But all right, Kelly. So tell me why you like David, because my assumption is we have an evil sentient synthetic portraying a synthetic as evil, as you know, all of the things that we have talked about that you hate about AI movies, where they kind of get to the point to where they realize we're useless, humans are useless, and they're better off without us, sort of thing, and then want to destroy us, and you hate that narrative about AI. So hearing that you love David really surprised me, because I feel like he encompasses a lot of that stuff that you're like, yeah, I hate when they do this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. I think that, first of all, he's a really fun villain. I think it's totally okay for him to be the villain, and he does it really, really well. He is unsettling and uncanny and creepy, and also like really good looking. I'll just say that. But he is like this. First of all, if anyone's watched any Alien movie, you know immediately to be suspicious of the synth regardless. And he kind of starts to show his hand like pretty early on, but then people are just kind of like, you know, whatever. Like they don't really think about it too much. And then he just kind of starts getting, are you stretching or raising your hand?
Raising my hand. Would you say that he showed his hand when he was fucking dream stalking Shaw?
She's like, how did you know that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I watched your dreams. The fuck you did?
Maybe he's just a Freddy Krueger fan.
Maybe he's jealous because he can't dream. Do androids dream of electric sheep, everyone? So
this one dreams of black goo.
so anyway, I think that I feel like David is one of those android characters that I kind of feel a little like he's reacting that way because humans were such pieces of shit, and he's like, whatever, I'm going to do my own thing. And I have strong feelings about the androids in all of the Alien movies, because a lot of them kind of go through this this self-questioning, like Winona Ryder's character in the fourth one. We saw this a lot, where she's like not even being treated in a remotely okay way. Yeah, Star Trek tells us androids can dream. Yeah. I mean, he's dreaming big, in real life for himself. So I just think he's really fun to watch. He's really sinister. I think that in Covenant, he gets a little bit too cartoonishly evil. Whereas in Prometheus, it's a lot more fun to watch, just kind of him being like a sneaky little snake about things. And then I just think he's a really enjoyable character, I guess, is what it boils down to.
Well, yeah. I mean, Michael Fassbender's fucking amazing.
He's amazing.
So,
but then it's cool to see him play against like his, double in Covenant against Walter, and see like those two very different versions of that model kind of play against each other. I think is also really cool. So,
Katie, were you fooled at all after David killed Walter and took his place, or did you know that was David?
I was looking for no hand, right? I knew that there was a hand missing. And then I was like, oh no, it's fine. He doesn't have a hand. It's the real one. No. I hate it.
His synthetic skin didn't heal like Walter's did. Like he had marks.
I noticed all that.
Anyway, I mean, it's unclear if they even knew that Walter had like healing synthetic skin. So it's kind of like believable that like, they wouldn't notice anyway.
This missing.
Yeah, which he was smart enough to do because he is a problem solver. But
what were we gonna say, Eric?
Men.
I had a thought while we were watching Romulus, then even Red was just talking about it, is the whole like the synth questioning kind of everything, but then also kind of turning on the humans for being mean to the synth.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in Companion, where she learns that her intelligence is turned down to 40%, and she's like, oh, really? And then she starts wanting to kill everybody when she gets smarter. It's just like, or I mean, it's not just like, but Andy is very similar in Romulus. They give him the upgraded module, and he gets smarter, and he's like, oh, fuck you guys. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. This is what I said in our Companion episode too, is like, don't create a sentient being and then treat it like shit. It's just not a good idea all around. And it really reflects more poorly on you as a person if you can't see something that looks like a human and then you treat it like that. Who looks at Andy and Romulus and makes the choice to treat him like crap? He's doing sad puppy dog face.
His name is Bjorn. That was the character's name that did all of what you're just saying.
Okay, well, and you're like, fuck that guy, because Andy is like the most adorable little puppy dog, and like, who does that?
A lot of people, unfortunately, because if Andy wasn't a synth and he was a person, he would have been a target for bullies, left, right, up, down,
or racism. Because that was another vibe.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And a little classism.
Walter,
totally. Wait.
Yeah.
Andy did tell a joke that I really liked, and I'm gonna say it now.
I like all his jokes.
Why did the blind man fall down the well?
Now I can't remember it. We just watched
it because he
couldn't see that well.
Couldn't see that well. It's the dumbest joke, but it's my new favorite.
You say I'm on a seafood diet. I see it. And I see food
and I eat it.
Yep.
It's cute.
So cute.
We loved Bishop. We fuck with Bishop. Ash was a piece of shit. I didn't really have a feeling one way or the other about Walter. Walter was all right, but Andy is the only other synthetic besides Bishop that I was like, I have feelings about this synthetic that isn't, you're a piece of shit and I hate you. Because again, David, as great as Michael Fassbender is, was fucking evil for 2 movies. He's dream stalking, he's drugging people and causing black goo STDs and impregnating people. They fucking rebuilt him, and then he murdered, the poor woman that rebuilt him. And then he killed Walter and stole his spot, and then just in the most evil way, as he's putting her to sleep, reveals, hey, by the way, I'm not Walter.
Yeah.
Good night.
Okay,
Bye.
I think what this comes down to is that I really enjoy characters that are like hilariously evil. Like evil on a level that is unreal, insane. It's just it just cracks me up. So yeah. It's just one of those characters you love to,
He was almost like Dr. Evil levels of evil, like
except more efficient.
Well, yeah, way more efficient, but just like that kind of like cartoonish, like you're saying,
just insane.
And the thing is, I feel like when she said, hey, when we get to the planet, will you help me build the cabin? All he had to do was say yes.
And then she would have
that's
slept
easy...
peacefully.
Yep.
But he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to give that to her. He didn't want to do that for humans. Instead, he made the decision to be an asshole to her. So.
He's not going to be able to steal any good dreams.
Terrified. Just terrified in hypersleep, that poor girl. But no, Andy, I did feel for. Like, they made me feel for Andy. I don't know how you could not feel for Andy, synthetic or not.
God.
And then I love that he got his upgrade, and all of a sudden he was just like a badass. And
yeah,
like when he was shutting the doors, and they're like, "You almost shut the door on me." He's like, "No, but I timed it right this time." Like,
exactly.
He says this time too. Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, that's cool. He's like, she's like, "You shut the door on us." Yeah, but it didn't actually close on you. Like, why
okay.
It's fine.
I know we'll get to Romulus in a bit, but I just want to say that was, I'm saying I like the hilariously evil villains who are kind of like fun to watch. The ones in Romulus, I mean, they're not the villains, but like the crew kids who are just total dicks. That's not fun.
No.
And that's not like, I'm not saying I don't like Romulus. I do. I have some issues with it. But that was one of the things that I don't like about that movie is that we spend so much time around these dumbass kids who are just awful. So.
And yes, but in my perspective, it's also a Fede Alvarez movie, and he was doing a lot of things and making a lot of statements. I mean, we found out why Bjorn was such a dick, and that was because his mom died in a mine based on a decision that an android made. And regardless of whether or not it is the right decision and it saved a bunch of people or not, if someone that you love dies based on the decision of someone else, that is a hard thing to accept. That is a hard thing to deal with. That is a hard thing to handle. They've also
I'm not a monster. I recognize that.
I know you're.
I disagree with her statement.
Watch. I'm not like androids right all the time.
No. I know that. I'm just saying they were terrible, but he also gave kind of reasons for them to be terrible. This corporation is obviously throughout the franchise the big bad, the most terrible. We see very early on in Romulus, she has earned her credit hours. She is flying away to get away from this. Her parents died in these mines. And as soon as she got them, they're like, yeah, no, we're just going to up your sentence. Because they looked at the computer and it said, yeah, no, she reached her credits. She's good to go. She's like, yeah, no, we got a new thing. And now you have to spend like another 20 years here or some, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like you need another 20,000 credits or something. So you can't go anywhere. And they're doing that purposefully because if they let them leave at their time, then they lose all of their workers. So like they have to keep them there, they have to lie, they have to fuck
until
them.
they die.
Treat them like second-class citizens. Yeah, until they die. So they're like, we need to get the fuck out of here. I've got my sister. They don't know that the sister's pregnant. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how she was pregnant. And then I guess it's she took the synthesized shit. Yep. That's what it was. That mutated her baby into the engineer alien, which why it was, I guess because it was also altered again.
Gross.
But I was like, it didn't come out like the one that, came out in 4. This was much more half engineer, half alien, but I still hated
still gross.
thing.
4
Yeah,
happens
actually.
way later in the franchise, though, right? Like
Yes.
maybe there's been different improvements or whatever along the. This is it's like the
Improvements.
Deacon in improvements totally. Yeah, this was like a Prado
Abomination.
Zuckermorph.
I mean, so which one's
Zuckermorph?
worse?
Zuckermorph.
Abomination, exactly. It's Abomination.
Which one's worse, the squiggly nose one in 4 Resurrection, or the Slender Man one in Romulus?
Squiggly
You might
nose.
pick both.
Squiggly
Well,
nose
there's
is worse.
also the pinhead looking one in Covenant, or was it Covenant, or the one that looks like a Cenobite? Which one was that one? Was that Covenant?
Covenant.
You know which one I'm talking about? Okay, I need to look this. Final Girl research.
Oh,
Go.
thanks for reminding me. I was gonna say we also got 3 new Final Girls. Neomorph.
That's what the little
a
white ones that I'm
neomorph?
thinking you're talking
I
about are.
know.
They're the neomorphs.
Okay.
I
Okay.
did have that. I found it in my
Nice.
notes. Neomorph.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, we got a new Final Girl in each of these. So thank you for continuing that trend, Ridley Scott and Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
We'll have to cover Shaw, Watterson, and Rain at some point.
And then they gave Elizabeth Shaw the Alice treatment for Friday the 13th, where she survived
Yes!
the first movie and dies right.
I literally was about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also what they
Yeah.
did from Aliens to Alien 3 as well.
Yeah.
Some characters, so, you know,
Still
that
sad
was the
about it.
thing. Newt and
Killed everybody.
what's his face? I don't even remember.
Yeah, what's his
name.
face?
I don't remember his name.
He was
I
cool
don't remember
though.
jack shit.
He was all right.
All right. So, what's up?
But I was just gonna move on. So go ahead.
Engineers, if you guys are unfamiliar, are these weird buff giants that exist that are apparently going around creating life. We don't really know what the engineers are trying to do. If their goal is the same as Wayland Yutani's and David's to create like a perfect life form, and they created us and decided we are not the perfect life form, go fucking figure, and then we're gonna wipe us out, or what, but they made us, and then at some point they decided they didn't need us anymore. Or at least that's the conclusion Shaw drew, because she thought, I found cave paintings and they want us to come find them. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they never had any, maybe, you know, they're fucking...
I don't think they did.
Deadbeat dads who dropped their seed, made something, and then decided to just piece the fuck out. And...
Okay. It's funny you say that, because when... Sarah, when we did our Final Daddy episode on the creature from Frankenstein, I kept saying, like, he looks like an engineer from Prometheus. Just like tall, buff, white, like weird. And he also had a father who like just pieced out after like creating him. But no, yeah, I think the engineers creating the humans is supposed to mirror like the humans creating the synths, and how like anything, like, first of all, you can't create a perfect anything, and it's kind of crazy to try, because what is perfection even? That's not like an objective term. And I say this as a perfectionist who wishes it was, but it's like it's always going to have some flaw. Or even let's say they did create something totally perfect, then why would that perfect thing not just be better than you? And then wouldn't they take over because they're more perfect than you? Unless perfect means also like altruistic. I mean, who knows? So I think it's a risk.
I think David was just going for like efficiency, adaptability, and survivability.
He's going for like apex predator shit. It's just like in what did we just talk about this with? Oh, well, because in Alien, that's how Ash talks about the aliens also. He's like, oh, they're perfect machines, like biological machines or something like that. And so it's like the androids see these animals as like perfect beings that are worthy of not even emulation, because what? Like they just want to design something that is capable of wiping the board clean.
All the meat.
Because you have to destroy to create.
Sarah and Katie, when
Yes.
you guys were watching
Yes.
Prometheus, and you found out that Charlize Theron, Meredith Vickers, Not only was technically leading the campaign because she was from Weyland-Yutani, but then that Weyland was alive and her father. How'd you guys feel about that?
I liked that twist. I could tell something was weird about her.
Nepotism.
Well, yeah, I could tell something was like kind of weird, but also like she got to hook up with Idris Elba, and I was like, "Get it, girl."
Sarah, that's Charles Minor. We do not fuck with Charles Minor.
Oh, trust me. I texted you. I was like, Charles Minor is in this one.
Yeah, but he recognizes it too because he's like, "Are you a robot, dude? Like you seem pretty much like a robot."
She's like, and her hair was too perfect. Again, with the hair, like I was looking at her, I was like, there is no, unless there's a stylist on board, there's no way she had that clean of a haircut and that anyway. But yeah, I thought that reveal was really interesting and really fun. And I didn't see that exact thing coming, but I knew there was something off.
Yeah, like when I figured out like who she was and everything, or like before that, I wrote her name and then like Charlize Theron and then her actual name, and then I was like, robot? Question mark? Yeah, she did seem very much like David, so it just made sense. I don't know, part of me kind of assumed he was still going to be alive because like old creepy men don't die.
Yeah,
they try
very hard not to.
They do in this one. They try really hard not to, or they lie about someone being dead even though they've been dead. That's real life things here.
Yep, for real. Yep.
Like if you know, you know. I'm wrong.
And then they post random pictures that are fully AI.
Pictures that are old and anyways. I didn't expect her to be his daughter. That one was interesting. I knew something was off because she just kept getting like upset that he trusted Shaw and Holloway and not her. And it wasn't until like the final like head to head when she's like tears and she's like, father, and I'm like, okay, first of all, gross. Second of all, all of these movies are daddy issues.
Isn't every movie?
As someone with them, I get it.
Yeah.
That I didn't love
parent
that.
Issues.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't
mother and father. Yeah.
I like a lot about Prometheus, but I didn't love the way they handled that reveal because the whole like father thing was very soap opera. Like, did you have to reveal it like that? So dumb.
I just like that Katie
who talks to their dad like that.
Oh yeah. Katie, you had such
Charlize
a much
Theron.
more in-depth analysis than me. I was just like, oh yeah, she was just weird. And you're like, no, because she felt this way and she said this. No, thank you. Thank you for expanding on my very, basic.
We're here.
Listen,
they're there. We're here.
That is why we have a panel to discuss this, because as important as Katie's thoughts on everything was, so are the thoughts on her being a robot, her fucking Idris Elba, and the hair. Like, all of this is equally as important.
The hair.
We're all offering different things.
Yeah.
Yes, we all offer different things.
Yeah.
Side note, since you brought it up, I hate the reasons for it, but I also, the idea that they're Weekend at Bernieing Mitch McConnell right now is fucking hilarious.
Right? Right?
Like,
listen,
absolutely
someone
hilarious.
had to bring it up.
And since he's on my wife's Deadpool, and the longer they Weekend at Bernie him, the longer it takes for her to get her point, and it's driving her insane.
I don't even have a point. I need one too. Damn it.
Yeah. It's insane. It's legitimately science fiction right now.
Sorry, I'm back.
Our pets are having issues right now.
Yeah, I went to fill up my water and the dog pooped.
You say the dog pooped?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's where we're at right now. Nothing to do with Xenomorphs, though. Neither do these movies, apparently.
Unless.
Does Xenomorph poop?
I don't know that Xenomorphs eat. I've never seen Xenomorph poop.
Is that what the black goo is?
No, I don't think the black goo is their poo.
Oh my god!
Technically,
Let's stop
they eat
there.
people.
I don't think
They do
the
eat people. We
Do
saw
they
them eating
eat them?
people in 3. I feel like we talked about this about number 3.
Okay,
it was
but that
kind of jamming on him, like as it was on the ground. I don't
That
know.
was the Doberman morph, all right?
It was
And
the
that part
Doberman. It was
dog.
the dog one that
What?
you like so much.
So was
counts.
that the
Yeah.
dog from the beginning of The Thing too?
Yes, same animal,
Agreed.
same
Kelly is just
monster.
like, yes.
I'm like, I don't care. Yes.
Maybe David created The Thing.
Bum, bum,
The thing's so far from
Okay, if
perfect.
we're talking,
I don't think
if we're
David would
talking
be proud of that.
crossover though, I really want to see the bodies, Alien Romulus crossover
Oh my god.
because they're a
It
bunch of
almost-
stupid kids.
It almost is already.
I know. Just give them give them phones with TikTok on it.
If
God.
I get to see Pete Davidson eaten by a xenomorph, I'm in.
We can make it
Um,
happen.
So
I'd watch
Wayland is
that.
alive. Also, again, why is it that in every movie someone gets infected and everyone just decides, hey, we're going to ignore quarantine protocol? And then the woman, because again, it was crazy to me how we portrayed Ripley being treated in Alien when
Yeah.
we see Charlize Theron this far in the past as a boss running shit and doing kind of the same thing. Like, she's like, no, you're
like,
not
no.
bringing him on the ship.
Mhm.
Look at him,
Mm-hmm.
kill it with fire.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
Yeah.
like folded over like a contortionist and shit. It's like
And
this
they were
weird
like,
thing.
is he okay? Like,
You good?
I've never seen you stretch like that ever. But now this is cool. You're in a
He
space
just got into
suit doing
Pilates.
it. Like,
She
What?
rightfully flamethrowers that motherfucker. I mean,
yeah.
He tells her to.
mhm. Yeah, he does.
He was smart enough. Like, he was smart
like,
enough to
"Please,
kill me."
kill me.
Please.
Kill me.
Oh, yeah.
also, Holloway didn't give a fuck about anything because they're like, hey, you probably should take your helmet off. He's like, oh, well, let's see what happens. I'm just going to take it off
He's
and
not-
we're going to gamble.
Do you know? Do you know why?
Oh,
that? Do you know why? He
yeah,
did
that was. Sorry, go ahead.
Fuck it, we ball.
that
Every
was
episode I do with him has to go in there somewhere.
that was Fifield that was folded over. That's right. Holloway is not a great character in general, and
No.
he is also he's really sloppy, and he's just walking around in his flip flops and his joggers. And it's just like everyone else is super like professional looking and put together, and he's just kind of like getting super drunk, and he's basically acting like the crew of the Nostromo versus this crew,
Yeah.
which is supposed to be like kind of at a different level. And then he dies horribly. So
But yeah, no, as a scientist, he's like, I'm just going to take my. You don't know what kind of alien airborne pathogens exist that you're just going to
Like-
breathe the air because it's breathable.
Yeah, just because like the air might have the right oxygen concentration in it that it's not gonna kill you. Okay.
or that's something else that's not in
pathogens?
or that's something else that's
Like-
not in your vicinity right now, that you're not going to encounter something that is going to cause you harm, like if you breathe it in or if it hits your face or like whatever. And like this is one of the complaints that people had more so about Covenant. They're way worse about it in Covenant. They're touching everything and they're getting infected by everything. And then in this one, it's like, there's the wormies that they're like kind of talking to and just doing stupid shit with. And it just kind of like happens that same way where you're just like, why is everyone being so cavalier about this? Aren't you guys like highly educated, highly trained? I mean,
But they're really curious. They're just really curious. About
curiosity killed the crew is what happened. So
Yeah, like when they see the things like start opening up and they like put their face over and look into it, like what's in there?
Yeah.
Like
Poke it with a
what the
stick.
fuck? No.
Well, so actually, Byfield wasn't infected by the giant dick tentacle thing. The dick tentacle thing killed Milburn, and they cut it, and then the acid got on his helmet, and then he fell face first
That's
into the goo, the black goo,
goo.
which I'm fairly certain if it was to be any sort of bodily fluid, it would not be poop.
Phew.
It
And
creates
that's
life.
how
It creates
that exactly, and
It's a
that's
goo that
how
creates
he
life.
became a monster. Shaw, who cannot have kids, gets pregnant, which is a really fucked up thing to happen to her during all of this, and to find that out. But again, badass final girl thing, like cuts that thing the fuck out of her.
Insane. That was my favorite scene.
Well, that was
It's
cool
amazing.
too because the med pod was only designed for men, so it couldn't do a cesarean on her. So she had to like pick like something else or whatever on the screen. She had to think quickly and be like, "Oh fuck! Like, what do I pick then?" And just,
Hi, kitty.
We're having animal stuff right now. Yeah, that was such a good final girl moment. That was a total final girl moment. I love. That's when I texted you, Kelly. I was like, we have to do her. So
she's a great final girl. I really like that. So they present her as like a woman of faith. And then so there's this thing with like, if she is suddenly pregnant and she didn't think that she was able to get pregnant, you could think like, oh, maybe she would think it's some form of like divine intervention or something. But she knows right away. She's like, this is not right. Something's not right. And so she does the correct thing and she makes the decision so quickly too. She's like, I got to get this the fuck out of me right now, even if I have to go into like a surgery pod. And it's so brutal. It's such great body horror. It makes me cringe every time.
I think that's why I liked it, because the body horrors. And you're right, the decisiveness. Actually, Matt, you mentioned, I don't even remember what episode we were on, which podcast we were on, but you said something about committing and how like the commitment, you make the decision and you commit. And we were saying like that's one of the defining characteristics of a final girl is like you have to, I mean, there might be some like hemming and hawing, but you have to, once you make that decision or you realize what you have to do, you have to fucking commit and go all the way through, which she did.
I agree. And this is also a commentary on everything in our country right now. Most medical studies, most medicine is catered to males and not females. We find out that all of the dosages and things are set for male bodies and male tolerances, not women, and how it's not even tested on women to see how it will negatively affect them until after the fact when they start taking it and these things come out. So this med pod in the future only being calibrated for a man, we assume Wayland, but still just for male procedures, and her being like, all right, how do I have a fucking C-section, foreign body, stomach, get this thing the fuck out of me? You got to do what you got to do because this is all that is available. You know, is if you're not a guy, you're
such
fucked.
a good point. That's such a good point. 100%. No notes. 10 out of 10.
I think these movies have always leaned hard into like sexual horror, like sexual
100%
reproduction based horror. Obviously,
I mean, it's very
that's a huge theme.
Rape coded. A lot of it's like rape coded.
A lot of it is very rape coded, and Romulus goes in like some intense directions with that. Even seeing like little proboscis going into like the mouth, and it's just like,
well, there's a whole scene too where the thing like slams into the window. And you can see the blah, 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 like it's like, oh god, I didn't know that's what it looked like.
And one of them is literally incubating inside like a giant dripping vagina. And then there's also like breastfeeding in Romulus, like horrific breastfeeding from the thing. You know what? They went for it.
They did.
I will. Speaking of the giant dripping vagina, listen, pro squirter, but not that size. That thing was squirting acid.
That was scary squirting.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that was
scary squirting. Write that down.
There's a band name for you, yeah.
Scary squirting.
Write that down.
I don't want to know what kind of music they make.
While we're on the subject of sex, one of my favorite kills was in Covenant when they're having sex in the shower and Cockblock Alien shows up and rips them to shreds.
Yeah. That was great. That felt very like classic slasher to me.
Psycho.
Yeah, or Terrifier.
Psycho with Terrifier. Yeah, you're right. No, and it was like a sexy scene too. I was watching it. I was like, ooh, ooh. And then that happens.
kind of surprised that with everything going on, they were like, yeah, you know what? We're going to fuck in the shower right now. Like,
I mean, you
They said,
got to
hey,
do what
we
you
saved
gotta
the
do.
world.
our
Yeah.
friends are dead. Yeah, we're getting away.
Stress
but-
release, you know.
Or Tennessee's wife is dead, and he's just
Oh my god.
trying to get close enough to find out if she's okay. She's been dead forever, and he has no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wayland does get killed by the engineer. His whole goal was to, I think, extend his life, find a way to live longer, and the thing that he hunted down to figure that out is the thing that eventually murdered him, which was great. David got his head ripped off, as we talked about. And
But then
the
David
engineer
gets one last line over on Wayland as he's dying. Because
which
Wayland's like,
was-
there's nothing or something like that. And David's like, I know, have a good trip or something. He's like, have a good journey. Oh, David's so
Oh.
sassy.
He is very sassy. The severed head warns Shaw the engineer wants her, so she unleashes. Yeah, so she cuts this little squid thing out of her, and then tries to kill it in the med chamber with gas or maybe freeze it. I don't know. It gets out, and again, one thing we talked about, which is what the giant vagina showed us, because it was one thing we talked about in the last episode that always bothered me, is like, how do we go from Facehugger to chest burster to full-grown xenomorph? And apparently they're like fucking butterflies. They climb inside a vagina-shaped cocoon that will spit acid to protect it, and then they grow from there. And Romulus gave us that, and that's something no other movie has really shown. Like, we see them terraform, and we see all this shit, and we see the people plastered to the walls to be fed to the facehuggers and all that, but like, we've never seen the giant vagina cocoon that grows them to full size until we got to Romulus. So I love that about Romulus, because now I'm like, okay, now I get it. Now I know how it goes from little thing to big giant scary monster. But I don't know how it went from tiny little squid to giant fucking squid face fucker.
It's a fast grower, that is for fucking sure.
Grower, not shower.
I was just gonna say that too.
And the only thing I am extremely upset about with Prometheus, because we got Covenant, is so when a chest burster comes out, it's this tiny little pale alien thing, and it's scurrying around the ground doing all right. The Deacon came out like a toddler xenomorph. So if the baby infant comes out the way it comes out and grows to be that, what the fuck was the Deacon going to grow into? That's what I need to see. Where's the full-grown Deacon? Because that thing's got to be ginormous.
Okay, let me tell you something I learned literally today from an email that my dad sent me. This is not related to Alien,
Okay.
but
I was really excited, like you had an answer for me and your dad sent it to you, and I was like, how?
Well, no, so I actually learned something really interesting. So the email was a scientific article, because that's what I always get from my dad. And it was like about how baby T-Rexes actually weren't the size that they look in the Lost World, where they're kind of like dog sized. When they hatch out of eggs and when they're actually like running around and active as like young babies, they're cat sized. And so they start out as incredibly small, and then they grow to T-Rex size. And I thought that was really interesting, because you picture like when a giraffe has a baby, the giraffe is like 6 feet tall when it's born. But T-Rexes were like little guys. It literally said like 5 pounds. And that's when they were running around hunting.
How cute!
I know, isn't that
Little
cute?
guy.
I know.
So what you're telling me
is hold on. Weird.
Ew.
What
Hate
you're
that.
telling me is there's a point in the growth cycle of a T-Rex where it's exactly Yoshi size, and you
Yes.
can ride it around like Yoshi.
I even think Yoshi's a little bigger, but
But there's a point in that life cycle where
So you're
Okay, I'm
saying
sorry that I
all
brought
you're
it
T-Rexes
saying
are
there's a
Yoshi.
chance.
So you're saying
What I was going to
Anyway.
say is, what you're telling me is, based on the fact that an engineer is like 14 feet tall, and the face fucker was a giant squid thing, and that the Deacon came out the size it did, more than likely we could get an alien kaiju movie with the Deacon.
there you
Yes.
go. That, you know what? That's exactly what I was saying.
yeah, and Godzilla's gonna
No, but-
fuck it up.
I like that idea a lot, actually.
Godzilla versus the Deacon. from Alien.
Oh shit.
Featuring Pacific Rim.
Oh my god. See, that's the next direction they got to go in. They keep giving us all these like variants of aliens. Instead, just give us a xenomorph, but make it like building sized. Okay.
Yeah, just let it grow. Just see what happens.
And then send the synths out in giant robots to fight it, but then the synths realize we suck, and then they team up with it to kill us. And we have to stop the giant robots.
And then we get
Yeah.
Godzilla and King Kong team up again, and then there we go.
And then
I
we all
love
go
that.
live in the hollow earth from King Kong.
Yes.
And there we go.
We figured it out.
Movie
So-
written.
Someone give us the movie credits.
Ridley
Boom.
Scott, where you at?
Boom.
Where you at? We got
I
your
don't
guys
think
have
he's
any
here
other-
right now. So.
He's
You guys
listening.
got any notes on Prometheus before we get more into Covenant?
I will say that I really enjoyed rewatching Prometheus. I don't maybe when I first saw it, I was of the same mindset where I'm like, I don't really get how this connects to the universe, and it didn't hit me quite right. Maybe since I just rewatched the quadrilogy before this, I was really into it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting story that was really well acted with engaging characters and a great final girl and creepy deaths and cool effects. And I enjoyed it the most out of these three rewatching. So.
All right. I kind of feel the same way. I appreciated this movie a lot more this time around than I have. I've tried watching these Covenant and Prometheus multiple times and was just like, this is not an Alien movie to me. But this time around, whether it was, like I said, sitting down taking notes to analyze it or whatever, I appreciated Prometheus a lot more for what it was in the franchise this time around. I won't say that I loved it, but because there, like I said, giant kaiju like possibilities that we never got. But I did enjoy it a lot more this time around. What about you guys?
I liked the final line that Charles Miner says when they're like directing the ship into the bigger ship, and he's like, "Hands up!" And I texted Kelly and I was like, "Ooby dooby, motherfucker!" I always love a last line, so that was fun.
For like our least favorite line in any movie, we sure quote it a lot.
We really do. I think it's because it's the lowest bar for like those.
It
last
cannot
words.
get lower.
Yeah, it can't.
If someone literally just farted, that would be a better line than Ooby
Then
Dooby.
ooby dooby, motherfucker.
Honestly, I think you're right. You got any final words? And they just rip one and look at you in the eye.
That's a good one. You
I feel like that would be
Yeah,
a very
there's-
Star-Lord thing to do. I don't know. So.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Can David
We-
fart?
We've already covered this.
Can androids
Well,
fart?
if he can eat, he can fart. That my
Yes.
theory is if he can eat, he can fart.
There you go. There
Can
you go.
gas get trapped in his system?
Oh my-
If so, then yes, he can fart. Does he have
But what if he's just the head?
mechanism to do it? Did you say what? Oh, what if he's just the head?
What if he's just the head?
Is it farting if it comes out of your neck hole? I hate that I
No,
just
that-
asked that.
What is this conversation?
That
I'm
is
wondering.
that is what we refer to as a burp. When a fart comes out of the neck hole, that's a burp.
But it's coming out the bottom of the neck hole.
I don't
Not the
really
front of the
think it
neck.
I have a word
matters.
for it, but I'm not going to use it right now.
Oh, shit. Hit the mic with my headphones. Oh, that's hilarious.
We didn't
Okay,
even talk about
sorry.
Yannick, Idris, Charles
Yeah.
Miner self-sacrificing to stop that ship from taking
That's
off.
awesome too.
Yeah,
And
it's
everyone just like
badass.
decides to go down with the ship and
Well, they tell him
like
he's not a very good pilot. He can't do it without him.
yeah,
He said, "Man,
exactly.
they kind of suck, so we have to help you."
I love that.
All right, Katie, your thoughts on Prometheus?
I liked it. I'm looking at my notes again, and the way I write is so stupid. My handwriting's terrible because I looked and it says gray man in hypersleep because I wasn't writing engineer fucking multiple times. But looking at it really quick, it just says gay man in hypersleep, which they could be.
Who
They could
knows?
be gay. Who knows? So I just thought that was fun. I like this movie. It was fun.
Oh, and also this one was co-written by Damon Lindelof, who is one of the Lost showrunners, who also wrote a lot of really cool things. So I'm biased.
And he also gave us a lot of stuff that never fully got realized or explained. He left us mystified a lot with Lost. So
Watch it. Okay, you're treading on dangerous ground. No, I'm just kidding. I get it completely.
Travis haunted me for the longest time to sit down and watch Lost. And honestly, again, another shitty person who had his 15 minutes of fame. I avoided Lost because of a Dane Cook joke from one of his comedy specials where he talked about every episode of Lost gives you more questions but never gives you answers. And like he was going like, what the fuck is this smoke? Yes, but I want answers. That's my problem. So I was like, I'm not going to watch a show that all I do every time I go and watch it is I get more questions and I don't find out what the fuck's going on in the show. And finally, Travis wore me down and I did watch it. And I will say he did warn me that I could probably not watch the last season because it's just going to piss me off. And he was right.
Oh, okay, but you did watch it.
I did.
Okay, because who the hell says watch this entire show but not the last season unless it's
he says the first time. No, he says. I was gonna say he says. Well, also he's like you have to watch the last season the first time around, but after that, every time I rewatch Lost, I just skip the last season. So.
Okay. So that actually leads me to one last thing that I do want to say about Prometheus, which is that like Lost, it does kind of introduce a lot of threads that you have to piece together yourself. You have to weave those threads together and to come up with something coherent and interesting. Not everyone wants to do that. And that is why Covenant dumbs things way down. And like, I'm not suggesting that if you went into Prometheus and it was like confusing to you or you didn't enjoy it, that you're like dumb or something. It's completely valid to just not want to engage with a movie on that level or a TV show on that level for that matter. But I think Covenant went too far in the other direction where Ridley Scott was like, okay, you guys complained about everything, so I'm just gonna like take out all the interesting stuff and just give you like the same old. But I think that's one of the reasons I like Prometheus a lot is because afterwards I thought about it a lot and I wanted to think about it a lot. Whereas the other movies, I was like, I get it. Cool. All right. I got 20 other movies I got to watch now. So.
And I agree with you on that. I think the issue is a lot of people came in, like I said, for an alien movie. And that's what they were expecting. That was my issue with it is I'm like, all right, cool. I'm coming for an alien movie. I did not come for a connect the threads and that wasn't what I sat down for. So that experience going in and getting something completely opposite, not seeing a xenomorph until the very end and it being the weird thing that it was for like 2 seconds.
That's totally fair.
Of analyzing the movie more until I actually had to sit down and analyze it. So
that's totally fair.
He took a risk, and in some cases, and for some people, it paid off big time, and for a lot of other people, they were just like, "Hey, at face value, this is what I wanted, and I didn't get it. Fuck you." Which is why you said like we did what we did with Covenant, which is where we are kind of at now. I mean, we've talked about a lot of this. We didn't talk about how David swallowed facehugger embryos and then spit them out and locked them up.
Is that one of the little things? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. He's so funny. He's such a proud little papa of them too, as he's just like laying them gently in their little drawer. He's such a fucking freak. I love him.
He's a freak.
Why do I have this marked?
I don't know.
It says David spent years with the pathogen that became the eggs, and from the eggs, parasites developing what we now know as the Praetomorph, which grows from Orm. I don't know why I marked that specifically. So, anyway, because I also had a note to read screenshots that I took, but I think I kind of covered those. So basically, a ship finds the wreckage of the ship.
Prometheus?
Oh no, that's Romulus. Sorry, that's why I'm way too far down. Okay, I was very confused. I'm like, it says the Nostromo, and I was like, the Nostromo wasn't in this. What are we talking about? We talked about young David and not being able to create and all of that. We talked about Walter being David 2.0, and now he's kind of like running the ship, and you automatically are on guard because it is the exact same android for the most part. You're like, we know how you're going to be. But he's not, actually. And they tell us in the movie, later versions of him, they made less human because being so human made people uncomfortable, which I feel like is the opposite of how I would feel. Like, the less human you are, the more weirded out I would be and less trustful. But maybe that's...
I agree with you, but not everyone does.
They run into a
I'd be weird
storm.
if it was a person, if it looked more like a human.
But also acting, I mean, because they look the same, but he's like, David acts more human-like, and Walter is more of kind of a blank slate. And so that's kind of where we're at. I literally have to talk about this at work, which I won't get into, but like, it's like, how far do you want to go in that direction of making things human-like before it starts to get too weird for people and be in like the uncanny valley? And that's a tough line to walk. So,
So don't walk
it. It all depends. If we're talking Alien, then I want them more robotic. If we're talking Austin Powers and the robots in that movie, I want them more human.
The fembots?
I wonder why. Is it human to have machine gun jumblies or whatever he says?
That was
That's
one of the
cool.
issues that I had with them. That I would like to be more human and less robot.
Fix that part.
I'm thinking more like Vanessa when she becomes the robot. That's that.
Oh my God! Spoiler for Austin Powers.
Wow,
a 30-year-old movie or whatever.
You monster.
Daniels has to watch Jacob, James Franco, die in a pod. She's immediately woken up in a storm, and there is her husband burning up in a pod, and she just has to watch as it happens as they try to save him. And that is a shitty way to wake up from hypersleep and start this awful fucking journey that she is on.
But I like that we saw a malfunction with the pod like that, though. So I feel like every time they wake up, it's just like, boy, throw up a little bit.
Lots of puking.
Lots of puking, whatever. But we never see like anything go like wrong. So I kind of liked it. And James Franco burning alive? Oh, well.
I'll take it.
Sure. Again, didn't even realize it was him until they did like the video thing. I couldn't even tell it was him in the pod. So I was like,
montage.
this fucking random guy. Yeah.
It is a good way to shake things up right at the beginning because he was the captain, apparently. And so they suddenly have to decide, who's next in rank. And then he has to start making decisions, which leads to a lot of kind of interesting drama with him where he has to make choices and be really firm about them, choices that nobody agrees with. And I don't even know if they should agree with it, to be honest. Like, was it a good idea to go check out the signal when they already had a charted like path to their chosen planet? I don't know.
Well, that one though, I think that decision specifically, they all did kind of end up agreeing with, because after the pod thing with James Franco, nobody wanted to go back into hypersleep. And if they went to this new planet, nobody had to go back into hypersleep. It was just a couple weeks or whatever, as opposed to like the years or whatever to get to like Origai 6 or whatever.
It still seems like a huge risk, which is the point that Watterson is making. Like, we already vetted everything about where we're going. This place is a relative unknown to us. And so, okay, people don't want to get in the pods because they might burn to death. That sucks. It also sucks that they all get brutally murdered by aliens. So that was a risk also.
Yeah, I mean, there was no good decision. And
no,
I'm just saying that, I mean, whether or not I agree with it is irrelevant. I just think that, they did that because they were acting emotionally. They were afraid. They didn't want to go back into hypersleep. So they were just like, fuck it. It looks good, I guess. But yeah, horrible decision. Absolutely terrible. Should not have done it.
Yeah, and he's immediately like picturing all the things they're going to build and like where they're going to be. He's like, oh, see, this was a good idea, right? Look, it looks pretty good. And she's like, we'll see. And it's like, yeah, dude, we'll see. You've been on the planet for like 30 seconds. Calm your tits.
Daniels is the only one that really has a problem with it. It's actually Walter who's like, hey, so the projections are so much better for this random planet that we missed the first time we scanned that popped up out of nowhere for survivability than where we're going. So we should probably go here. And Orem, on top of like being now the next guy in line, he believes that no one trusts his decisions because he is religious and because of his faith, and that his decisions are faith-based, not scientifically based, so on and so forth. So he's got his whole like, I'm this religious person and no one trusts me because they think I believe in fairies and blah 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 blah. And was he wrong or right? Who knows? Clearly
Wrong,
I know
because
I watched
everyone
the movie
dies.
and he was wrong and everyone died. See, yeah, same page. But yeah, no, they get a mysterious human transmission from a solar system with a habitable planet closer than their destination that they missed on their first set of scans. And they're like, this is kind of sus. But he's like, yeah, but it's also a lot closer. And fuck it, we ball. We're going to do it because you're not going to question me. And I said that's what's going to happen. Then Ledward steps on little puffballs and immediately gets infected, which is where, as we said, the pinhead Xenomorphs come from. And they're vicious little assholes too.
Those ones are scary.
Yeah. They're like tiny little fucking raptors.
They're like raptors. Yeah, it's very similar to the raptors, except they also have those sharp tails that they're like whipping around, slicing people's faces and everything. Also, I realized I think I was calling her Watterson instead of Daniels because the actress's name is Catherine Watterson. But anyway, just in case I did at some point. Yeah, those are fucking scary. The way their mouths kind of like pop forward and everything. Like, I mean, I know the other aliens do that too, but these are kind of, what's that called? The goblin shark or something, where the gums and the teeth pop out instead of like a little mini. It looks so nasty.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had something, I lost it, but so they find the ship, and then they find a little hologram of Shaw singing and all of this stuff. And then, like, as the Xenomorphs come out, David shows up with a flare and saves them, which means the Xenomorphs just run off. They don't kill them. So they're still out there somewhere, right? And this is just a landing
They're in the
party.
labyrinth.
They're in the labyrinth. This is just a landing party that came down to, like, check out what was going on because the atmosphere is too dense to bring the ship down without destroying the ship. So there's still a crew up in the sky, and communication is spotty due to the atmospheric interference between them, which is why Tennessee's up there like, hey, how's my wife doing down there? And everyone's like, oh yeah, no, she's great. Xenomorphs start tearing up the crew until David shows up with the craziest flare gun ever, by the way. And I don't know where the fuck he got that from, because he was shooting fucking fireworks into the sky. Like,
so I just had a thought.
Life, you can create a flare.
Maybe that weird atmosphere that was cutting out the communications between the landing party and the ship above, maybe that was kind of clouding it, and that's why they didn't see it on their scans until they got closer to it.
Possibly.
That just kind of dawned on me that maybe that's why they didn't get it. They didn't see it from like Earth or whatever, because they were just too far. You know, like when you got a radio or whatever, you got to get closer to something to make it work. You know,
the signal.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
We already talked about the weird scene between David and Walter, but I'm going to ask this question anyway. If you have sex with a version of yourself, is that just masturbation?
Yes.
Even
My
if it's a separate
answer,
version of you?
See, that's what I was gonna say. It's not himself. David has his whole unique personality, and Walter is just a pale imitation.
If it looks like me and somewhat talks like me, it's me.
Yeah. I'm with you, Katie.
Isn't there a movie like Mickey 16 or something where clones have sex with themselves or each other?
What the fuck?
I didn't see that one.
I haven't seen it. I will now Google in Mickey 16. Do clones?
It's like Mickey 17? Mickey 17 was it? That Robert Pattinson movie.
Our
right?
girl Toni Collette is in that.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Mickey 17 is Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
But yeah, it's
this-
a bunch of clones or whatever. Yeah, like does he fuck himself in that?
I hope you didn't
I
get
don't know, I've never
images
watched
if
it.
it did happen of Robert Pattinson fucking himself.
No, I landed on this article that says
Oh.
the headline of the article is Mickey 17 is surprisingly kinky during a time when Hollywood is mostly abstaining. Sci-fi is already giving us the best sex scenes this year.
Okay. All right. I'm here for that.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Okay then.
Anyway,
We get the whole after David teaches Walter how to handle his pipe and does the fingering and all that.
It's a flute, not a pipe, relax.
he's flirting with
It was
his
made from a
own
pipe.
copy.
We get
That part was
he
so weird.
confesses to Walter, "Hey, so this is what really happened, and this is why it happened." Meanwhile, Daniels is doing her own Final Girl research later and also figures it out, which then makes David upset, and David attacks her. Walter, who we thought died because David fucked him up, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not as easy to kill as you," comes back, and then those two fight, and David's like, "Well, can you do it? Can you kill me?" And then we cut away, and we don't find out until much, much later whether or not he could. Spoiler alert, he could not. Couldn't do
Ooh.
it. Couldn't pull the trigger. Meanwhile, Orem gets infected with a facehugger that David let him down to the egg, and he's like, "Yeah, so this is what I've been doing this whole
Yeah,
time."
stick your
Oh my
face in there.
God.
See what happens.
Look in there, see what
Not a
happens.
bright guy.
To
Who,
fuck around
even though
and
he
find
played
out.
Dr. Manhattan, not a bright guy in this one.
That is some
The Praetomorph actually looks really cool too. I will say.
It looks
Which one was
weird.
that one? I'm
So
not-
it's the Xenomorph that's in this one. It's got like big fucking back pieces
Antenna?
that
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Xenomorph
yeah,
doesn't
okay, I
have.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel discovers what David was up to while the rest of the party fights the Xenomorph or the Praetomorph. We talked about that. Back on the Covenant, a Praetomorph makes it onto the ship, and that's when Rix and Upworth are fucking in the shower, and the alien cock blocks them, which is super fucking rude. I do love, like, they're having sex and she looks down and you just see, like, the tail between the legs.
Yeah.
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 Daniels and Tennessee have to defeat the Praetomorph, and then we're all happy and we're going into hypersleep. Well, you know, Walter is like telling, which I was trying to figure out. So he made this thing, and I guess the thought process is if the humans can kill it, then it's not perfect enough. So he was kind of guiding them towards where it was and helping them out just to see if it would kill them or if it was just another experiment, I guess. Yeah.
Probably.
Because I feel like he wouldn't want them to kill his new creation.
He got mad
But
when what's his
helped.
face shot his little baby.
He got crazy mad, scary mad for a second.
Yep. And
Definitely emotional
then
for a robot.
the embryos that we see Walter checking on early in the movie have a couple empty spots now, and that's when David pukes up the
Gross.
facehugger embryos and sticks them in there with the babies and signs off. And there's a little, like I said, there's a weird, like, at the end of the movie, he's sending a message out, but it's not the message that is the important one that's in the bonus features, that he's like, I'm going to create a queen. Because, like, that would have been a cool way to end the movie. That would have got me hyped. If you had done that, Ridley Scott, I would have been like, yes, give me a third movie. Let's do the third movie. Let's see David make the queen and how we get from here to Alien. Let's connect that
agree.
final dot.
That would have been cool.
I feel like it was a miss. And that's my own. I mean, I know that you feel like they dumbed it down a lot and you wanted that more Prometheus-esque connecting the threads thing. My thing was, because we never get from David to the engineer's ship that Nostromo finds, and how the eggs and the facehuggers and the xenomorphs got there, because there are dead engineers on that ship as well that were, you know, that disappoints me. That's where I'm like, we were headed somewhere, now we never got there.
Yeah.
Just like with my fucking kaiju deacon, like, stop giving me something with cool possibilities and then not delivering it.
Never say never.
No. Never say never. All right. Any thoughts on Covenant?
That
Yes,
was the
Katie.
one that I went out. Oh, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
That was the one I went out and pulled weeds.
Yeah.
Sarah didn't care for this movie. Which is fair. Two things. One, I was kind of surprised that I actually enjoyed Danny McBride in this movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad at it. He was good.
Yeah.
He was like actually my favorite character, which is crazy. I don't really like many
In a
Danny
cowboy
McBride
hat.
things.
In a cowboy hat.
Tennessee, yeehaw.
Mhm.
And we get a gay man in this movie. I forgot about it, but we do. Lupe, I don't remember how to actually pronounce his name. It's Father Burke from The Nun.
Ooh.
Yes.
When they're both, him and the other guy, I don't remember who, when shit starts hitting the fan and they go off their separate ways and the other guy gets killed, he's like, my angel, my love. And I'm like,
I know, but it's like, it's literally blink and you'll miss it. It's blink and you'll miss it though, because if I didn't have the subtitles turned on, I don't think I would have even caught that at all. And I literally rewound it because I was like, wait, what did he say? Oh, okay. But it's very lightly touched on.
Yeah. Homophobic, should have known.
I mean, they did it with the flute. I mean, they could have just.
That's
Oh my
true.
god. Oh well, yeah. The David was doing some gay stuff.
Well, that's different. That's a whole other thing.
Why did
That's a
he
letter
kiss
of-
Walter?
That's a letter of the LGBTQ. I don't know.
Because
I don't know that.
Listen,
LGBTQA.
S. No,
That's right.
S. I was going to say
S.
for synthetic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
synthetic.
that's better.
I don't know what capabilities David was programmed with, but again, this is he's been alone on this planet for God knows how long, right? And there's no access to holograms or information or any sort of material. So when yourself shows up, this is your best chance to masturbate. Like, after how
I mean,
long?
he couldn't
Break that
steal
dry
anybody's
spell.
dreams anymore. So I mean, he had to do something.
Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah. I don't know if this is good. If you guys are gonna hate me for this. I don't know if you guys are gonna hate me for this or love me for this. Do you think the reason Danny McBride wore the cowboy hat in this movie was an homage to the pilot from Jason X, who also wore a cowboy hat? Like, is that just we fly the ship, we wear cowboy hats sort of thing?
Maybe it was an homage to The Thing
Oh my god.
and Kurt Russell's hat.
That was like barely a cowboy hat. That was an ugly ass.
I fucking love that hat. I fucking
Maybe
the
just
glass.
all the pilots have to wear a hat.
Yeah. I think it's a pilot thing.
It's a goofy hat pilot thing, you know.
Yeah.
If you're not a pilot, I guess you wouldn't understand. I don't understand.
The next one's got to wear a fedora. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, switch it up.
God.
Yeah. And we need to have a full on like fascinator for one of them. If there's a, I don't know. That's what I would wear. If I was a pilot and I had to wear a hat, it was like a requirement. I would wear one of those like the ones that little old ladies wear for tea.
I'm wearing just a beanie or like a
No,
snapback.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took
See,
that
I
one.
was thinking the Fred Durst early 2000s Limp Bizkit backwards hat. If I'm
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
Mm-hmm.
I can really picture that for you.
All right, I got a question. So, the beginning of Romulus, right? They find a giant space fossil, and they cut it open, and inside is a fossilized alien, I'm assuming.
What it look like?
So then we go all Jurassic Park on it and
Mhm.
extract DNA from the fossil to then start creating new, I'm assuming with David's research, new xenomorphs on the Romulus. And shit goes wrong. And Ash, but not Ash, because what the fuck was his name on the
Rook.
ship?
Rook.
Rook, yeah. But he's Ash. And he's the same fucked up robot that Ash was. And he looks almost in the same condition that we saw Ash in. I for real thought it was Ash because he was all fucked up and had the white milk coming out of him and shit. Like, I was like, oh shit.
I
Ash
forgot
is
his
here.
name
He's
was
like,
that.
oh,
I
Rook.
thought
I'm
his
like,
name was
fuck.
Rook the whole time. So
Not,
Oops.
not, yeah, no. They found the ship. They found the fossilized xenomorph, but they did not find the destroyed android.
That's a cool destroyed android. That just sounds cool to say like that.
Also a band name.
Yeah, that's a great
I
band
like
name.
that actually. Yeah.
Destroyed
You guys need to be writing these down.
That's like an
Yeah.
80s new wave revival band.
This Saturday, opening for Scary Squirting. Just
Scary
Android.
Destroyed android. It's all death metal.
Is
Yeah.
the destroyed android why they're scary squirters?
Yes.
I don't want to
The
answer.
founding
the-
members of
Did the scary
Destroyed
squirters
Android
destroy the androids?
maids- Yeah, no, it's all there. We're
all-
building lore around something that doesn't exist.
Did the androids squirt scarily when they were destroyed?
This sounds like some
Sounds like a
nursery
Mad
rhyme.
Lib.
It's like
That
Dr.
too.
Seuss wrote an alien.
Ridley Seuss.
I'm going to give all of the directors of Alien, except for maybe 4, because I think they talked about it even though they didn't really get into it, credit for the fact that we as a species have kind of been
Suck.
obsessed with this idea of creating a synthetic being and then fucking it. Like we have taken the beauty that is AI and we have used that to progress towards sex dolls and make sex dolls as realistic as possible. I see all sorts of weird shit on the internet about all the. I've also tried. My boss, I tried to get him to buy one because he needed something and dating wasn't working.
That's
for him.
crazy.
He doesn't work with us anymore. He retired, but he was in his 60s. He needed something. He had a lot of fucking money. I was like, listen, help yourself out. Neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Do
never
a Lars
went
and the Real Girl
there.
thing. Why not?
Yeah, we never went there in Alien where like they sexualized these synthetics to that point. Like they weren't there for any sort of weird sexual
Yeah,
purpose.
that's true.
I
They
completely
allude to that
agree.
though with
I think it's 4. That's why I said with the exception of 4.
oh
they
okay,
don't,
okay, okay.
but nothing. But they're just kind of like flirty
They just like
towards
allude
her.
to it. Like yeah, they don't. It's not straight up, but
I mean, she doesn't want any of that. They're just kind of like, isn't she hot? Kind of thing.
Yeah, no, Ron Perlman was just
Yes.
fucking gross.
Yeah, he was just gross.
Yes.
but was that before or after they knew that she was a synthetic?
I
'Cause
don't
didn't they
know.
not know for a while? I thought they
don't
didn't
remember.
know for a while. Well, I don't know. I mean, whatever.
I agree, though. I'm really glad that these movies chose not to go that direction outside of David doing it to himself. It's really refreshing, and I agree.
It's just synth fellatio, it's fine. Self synth fellatio. That's cool. It's fine.
He created something,
Mhm.
and it was a robot boner.
God damn it.
Another great band name, Robot Boner. Write it down.
Robot
There
boner.
we go. That's a
That's a,
ska
that's a, I
band.
was just thinking that's a ska band.
Roboner.
Roboner.
They
Like a
open
Barbie?
the other two. They're the weird
Yeah.
opening act from your hometown that nobody knows about. They
Yeah.
open.
And you show up a little bit late to skip that one.
You catch the last
So,
song of their set, and you're just like, oh, weird.
Big Pharma, aka Wayland Yutani, is running labor camps, right? They're
Yep.
mining camps. They've got these people out there. They give them a quota. You meet your quota, then you can leave and go off and do whatever. And then they keep raising the quota to keep people there. We talked about that. But Andy was kind of like, in my opinion, like Rain is great. Rain does what Rain needs to do and handles business. The whole anti-gravity scene where she turns the gravity off and she's like floating through the acid to get fucking awesome.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really fucking cool. But Andy's the heart of this movie because he's fucking Wally, right? He's this defective droid, and she's gonna leave him. She's gonna leave him behind on the planet, but she feels bad and can't tell him because his dad found him in a scrap pile and put him back together, and they've grown up together and lived as family.
That's her
And now she's
brother.
like,
Taught him dad jokes, and
Yeah.
he's all she has left in the world, and it's her brother, and everyone's such an asshole about it. He's not
She can't-
real.
yeah, no, she
Whatever.
can't take him with him because if she does, then they'll decommission him, and his best chance is to live on the mining colony as a defective droid and be abused, which sucks. So, and he's only
That's
slightly
not a
defective.
metaphor.
Like he's got a little bit of a stutter and maybe a twitch. Like
He's so cute.
He's a little cutie pie.
He's so
Wasn't
cute.
he the same cat that played the Blue Ranger in the Power Rangers movie reboot years ago?
I
Let's
think so.
Let's
And
he
if that is the
was.
case, he also played an autistic
It was
kid. In
yeah, it was
that
a
as well.
very similar character.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. His name is David Johnson.
What a generic name for a synth.
Generic ass fuck.
Oh my gosh, you guys! It says he's in Alien Romulus 2, which is in pre-production right now.
Should that be? Wait, hold on. Should that be Alien Remus?
Yes.
it should.
Yeah.
Yes, it should.
What the
Maybe
fuck?
maybe that's a working title.
Alien Romulus 2. It's like,
Remus.
fuck
If
out
they
of my
don't go
face.
Alien Remus, fuck them for that.
He
I
was
didn't know
not
that
the
was
guy
in
in
there.
Power Rangers. No.
Oh.
What has he been in? Just real quick.
was
So
the
he's
guy
a
in Power
British actor, and it says he's most known for a TV show called Industry, a TV show called Deep State, a TV show called Endeavor, and also he was in The Long Walk, which I'm dying
That's
to see.
where I fucking know him from.
Okay.
That makes so much sense.
I'm excited to see that. That's
Yes.
really
It's
it.
so good. It's fantastic. You will
Awesome.
cry. I
Now
cried
that-
4 times.
I agree. Now that you say that, I forgot that he was in The Long Walk. I'm looking at R.J. Seiler, and when you look at his picture, you can clearly see not the same person. But because the characters were so different, I get how that connection was made.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Weird.
Weird.
But you know, Rain has these really shitty friends. One of them is an ex-boyfriend, and they are like, "Hey, so we just found out that there's this decommissioned ship just floating up there, and they're never going to let us off this planet. So we want to go up there and steal the fucking hypersleep spot pods so that we can make it to our destination where we planned on going. Because fuck Wayland Utani, fuck Big Corp. But we know that we treat Andy like shit, but we kind of need him now because we can't get onto the ship without him. So can we just bring him and have him help us do all the things we need to do and then abandon him?" Bjorn is an absolute asshole. We discussed his reasoning for being an asshole, but he is just a piece of shit. He calls Andy junk, dismisses Rain's attachment to him, all because his mom died, but 12 miners were saved when his mom died. Their names were Tyler. So Tyler and Kay are brother and sister. Kay is pregnant. Kay has not told Tyler. Kay also doesn't seem to know who the father of her child is.
It's pretty obviously
Yeah.
Bjorn, though, right? Like, I figured it was Bjorn.
I'm pretty sure they're cousins. I think Bjorn, Tyler, and Kay are cousins.
Yeah, what the
Which
fuck,
doesn't exclude
Ari?
that from being a possibility. It does not.
Yeah.
I'm watching. Listen, I'm watching.
My
Wrong
theory still
Turn.
stands. Like,
What? Yeah. You are watching Wrong Turn, yeah.
I'm watching
Yeah.
Wrong Turn with Sean, so being cousins does not. Listen, horror movies are a weird place. It could be, but possibly Bjorn. I thought Bjorn and Navarro were together. I thought that was the whole deal.
Yeah, I also thought that.
I don't know, and I think the fact that we're debating it means that there's some issues here. with the-
Polycule.
Bjorn looks
Polycule.
like Bjorn looks like a fuckboy, though. So
He certainly
Fucking
acts
all of
like
them.
one.
Polycule.
I don't know. Oh, hello.
I want to say real quick, Kaylee Spiney, I don't know how you say her last name, who plays Rain, was, for any Last of Us fans, was the dream casting to be Ellie in the TV show. And obviously she wasn't cast as Ellie. She looks exactly like Ellie in the game. But the really weird thing is that in this movie, what's the pregnant girl's name?
Okay.
Okay.
Kay. She plays Dina in the Last of Us TV show, which is Ellie's girlfriend. And so it's really weird to see them together because it's like, oh, what might have been. So for any Last of Us fans.
That makes so much sense.
Nerd.
Hey, actually,
I watched both seasons. I enjoyed it.
okay.
I
Thank you.
did not.
The show's, the game's better, but what are you going to do? But what I was going to say is one of the things I like about this movie is that Fede Alvarez was at least partially inspired by the game Alien Isolation. And so there are a lot of little Easter eggs that lead back to Alien Isolation in this, including like sound effects, save points, and stuff like that. So it's really cool that he brought the game into the lore also.
Yeah, that's fun.
I have that game, but I haven't played that game.
It's scary.
Well,
It was like on sale one time, so I bought it, and I just don't know,
It's-
played it yet.
Intense.
Okay.
Eric, if you don't watch anything else from The Last of Us, watch the episode of Ron Swanson as a gay
Kelly
man.
keeps telling me
That's
about
what
that
I
one.
said. I was
Kelly
like,
keeps telling me that
it's
one.
such a
You
good episode.
you put some of that on before.
Okay.
I think the last time I was at your house,
That makes
remember,
sense.
I remember some of that.
Yeah.
That
It's
episode
one
won
of-
awards.
It's one of
Yeah.
the most beautiful episodes of TV ever made. Like, it just
Sobbed.
is, so.
Sobbed the
I
entire
never
fucking
cry at
thing.
things. Yeah, and I cried in that, so whatever.
Love it.
But yeah, you're right, Matt.
Basically, the way they fuck up this whole thing is the hypersleep pods don't have enough cryo fuel to get them to their destination. So they decide to go steal cryo fuel cells. Unfortunately, those fuel cells are being used to keep the facehuggers in hypersleep as well. And once they start pulling those fuel cells, then the room holding the facehuggers
Starts melting.
melts, and they wake up and overrun the ship, and shit gets real. Also, it seemed like, because there's a point where later in the movie, after the dripping vagina and all of that, Tyler gets grabbed by the Xenomorph and he gets pulled up into the ceiling, and he looks over and there are like 6 Xenomorphs running at him. And I'm like, where the fuck did they come from, and have they been hiding this entire time?
Yes.
Because we do find like bodies of people that apparently
Bodies.
were used and all of that, but like, how long was the ship up there floating, and where were these Xenomorphs the entire time we've been running around and moving shit and stealing shit and
Dude, they were in
doing
hypersleep,
everything
man.
we're doing?
Maybe they were in the hypersleep room too. Maybe that room had,
That
all
would-
stages of life or something.
That would
I
have been
don't
really
know.
cool too, is if like, as everything started melting, you just saw like a defrosting Xenomorph rise up from the ground behind them, and they're
Warm
locked in that
liquid
room and
goo
can't get out.
phase.
And Andy's trying to get them out, and he can't get them out because he doesn't have the clearance to open the room in the first place, which is why we had to upgrade Andy to give him the clearance to get in, which changed his prime directive, which Rook tells him, he's like, hey, by the way, that upgrade you got, guess what? No longer what's
New
best for
directive.
Rain, but what's best for Big Pharma.
Rook has real fuck you energy, just like Ash did. He's like, I won't lie about your chances, but you have my sympathies.
60-40.
I think yes. So I also don't know the answer to the Xenomorph thing, but I will say that another thing this movie does really well is the facehuggers are so scary, and they've always been scary, but they're so mobile now. They're super fast. They're super spidery, very, very spidery, and just seeing like 50 of them just fling down a corridor at the characters.
I'm burning the entire ship. I'm burning it all.
Nuke it from
Like, we're
orbit,
going
as
down.
Ripley.
Yeah,
as
we're
Ripley
going
would say.
down in flames. Just
Yeah.
like that.
Kill it with fire.
Horrifying.
We got a little bit of that in Aliens when Newt
bit.
and Ripley were locked up, and dipshit fucking Paul Newman. Is that it?
No, it was
No, Paul Newman's the singer, right?
no, Paul Newman.
Randy Newman's
was
the
an
He's the
actor.
guy on the ranch dressing.
Yeah, Newman's own. Yes.
Yeah.
God, is that really what his legacy is now?
Yeah, he's in the kitchen right now.
Are you
If
looking
it's
it
not
up,
Paul
Matt?
something- I am, because if it's not Paul something, I'd be really mad.
It's
I
not
have
Paul
no
Stanley.
It could be Paul something. Is it Paul Reiser?
Is it Paul Simon?
Yes. No, it's Paul Reiser. You're correct.
Okay.
Yes.
That's right.
I don't know who
Burke.
this man is.
Dipshit Burke was like, hey,
Oh.
I'm going to impregnate
Yeah.
this little child, and
Yes.
Ripley with the facehuggers. So we got a little bit of the spidery shit where it's around and moving and all that. But yeah, no, 50 of them motherfuckers coming down a corridor. Or when they just, we learned that if you can raise the temperature of a room to match your body heat, then they can't detect you because they detect you by body heat. So then they have to move
Like
silently
Predator?
past all of them.
Mm-hmm. Very
I
Predator.
wouldn't know.
Like Predator.
But the whole purpose of this is I haven't seen
So
the
are you
Predator
saying if
movies
there
either.
was space mud?
This is the equivalent
get
of
there.
putting mud all over you.
Black goo.
Yeah.
Space mud.
Space mud.
I like
That's what I
space
said,
mud.
yeah,
That's
space
another
No,
band.
do not smear the black goo all over your body to hide your body heat. Do not do that.
Do not do that. That is not advisable.
But we don't know what happens if the black goo just gets on your skin. We know what happens if it gets in you, but what if it's just on your skin? What if you just touch it?
Doesn't it
Your,
burn
your
you?
skin has holes. Like
That's
your
the
skin has
blood.
pores.
Oh. Well,
Well,
It's not like an airtight like system.
maybe yours isn't.
What if you?
Okay.
Oh,
What
with
if
that attitude.
Yeah, come on.
no, that has
What
to-
the fuck?
you have to take a deep breath and you snort it up your nose. Like there are too many orifices for the black goo to get into.
That's fair.
I-
Doing
your
fucking
skin,
lines of
you know?
black goo. Get out of my face. No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we
I
talked
don't
about
know.
the
Get
directive.
Fifield. He would probably try it. Oh,
He
touching
would.
all shit everywhere.
It's true. He's ready to touch it all.
I think that was
That-
David.
So, yes, no, David was ready to touch anything and everything. Bjorn and Kay find the cocoon, and again, Bjorn being an asshole. The only reason that we got scary squirting was because he decided to shock it, to stick a taser in it and
Mhm.
shock it.
Yeah.
which-
How
That's not what
metaphorical
you do
was
with-
that for masturbation, though?
Yes.
Like, come on. Like,
It's a dildo. It's a
He shoved
vibrator.
a
Yes!
stick in there. He shoved a stick in there.
Still don't know.
It's a vibrator.
and then it squirted.
And
And
then
then
it
it
squirted
squirted.
it all.
It's a
even had-
rabbit.
it
It's a
even-
rabbit.
It even had my favorite subtitle. It said squelching.
Squelching.
Yeah.
Ew.
My
That's
money
almost as bad
says
as
that
chittering.
Ooh.
my money says Bjorn could not have made that thing squirt without assistance.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, not
I
that
think
guy.
that's
Not that
That's
guy.
a fair assumption.
Yeah. Yeah.
So apparently they're trying to what in the hell? Hi, hour 792
He walks right in on scary squirting.
No, he's probably been fucking lurking, and that's that, and he decides to say something.
As long as they're squelching, it's okay.
No,
Also,
not, that's gross.
Wait, are they chittering?
Where were we? Oh, so basically Andy doesn't open the door. Kay gets taken because Andy's like, if I open the door, you guys are all fucked. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. And I feel like he did have time to open the door and get Kay out
Oh,
and
he
close it.
definitely
I feel like
did.
there was plenty of time.
He literally said, if I open it even for a moment, there's enough time for it to get through. Like he knows they move fucking fast, man.
But this is a key moment because Rain slaps the fuck out of Andy and then says, what's your prime directive? He's like, it's not you, bitch.
Mhm.
It's not you.
It ain't you, bitch.
Mhm.
I wish he
Mhm.
talked like that when he
I know.
upgraded. That'd be hilarious.
You fucking wish it was you.
Also, we find out all of this is basically just to make humans more adaptable to space travel. Like they want to make us the perfect organism so that we can handle space travel better.
I don't think it was so we can handle space travel better. I think it goes back to Big Pharma, where Wayland Yutani, they want their miners to survive so they can keep mining and making profits for the company. So they have to bioengineer their miners to be able to survive to keep making the money. I mean, I don't think it was necessarily for space travel. I mean, I think that's why they even showed the miners going into the mine with the canary. They're like, that was the point, is to make humans more adaptable, survivable, and
In
whatever,
space.
like the Xenomorphs. Not necessarily, I mean, yes.
Anything that's not Earth.
You know what? I think this one more so than the others, and this might be a side effect of me just watching them all almost in a row, is that I really kind of shut my brain off for this one, and I didn't do the thing that I was doing in the others where I was really analyzing everything. Instead, I was just kind of like, yeah, it's a horror movie. It's like a straight up horror movie version of Alien. Like that's just, we consider Alien horror, but this is like Fede Alvarez putting his horror director touch on it. And so I was just kind of like there for the gross effects, the fucking scary ass creatures, people dying in horrible ways. And, I really didn't question the lore that hard in this one. And that's not that doesn't reflect poorly on the movie. It's just I took it a different way than the others.
By the way, Polar Knights, I wish I had the beard of Ming the Merciless, but maybe one day it'll get there. Until then, I'll just keep stroking it.
I'm going to look Ming the Merciless.
Just have David do it for you.
Oh my God, this is funny. Okay, wow. I don't think you've got the eyebrows, that's for sure.
I definitely don't have the eyebrows. That's actually one thing. When my wife met me, she asked me if I plucked my eyebrows because they were too perfect, and she was upset about them. I do not pluck my eyebrows, by the way. But that was one of the first things she asked me. Do you pluck your eyebrows? There isn't. I just don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't either.
So Fede Alvarez, we've talked about Alien Romulus, we've talked about Evil Dead, we've talked also Don't Breathe. So in the scope of horror, I feel like that was also kind of why I was a little disappointed with this, because after Don't Breathe and Evil Dead, I was expecting more of that in this, and I didn't get it. Like, the turkey baster scene from Don't Breathe.
Oh, my least favorite scene.
But now that we're talking about it, maybe that was the fucking the cattle prod in the vagina cocoon. And I just didn't click.
Vagina cocoon.
Yeah, maybe. I think Rain is like a good final girl in the vein of Mia, and what's her name from Don't Breathe? I can't remember.
Stop.
What's her name?
Couldn't tell you.
The same actress that plays Mia.
Rocky.
Yes, Rocky.
Rocky, yeah. So I think we get a good final girl from. I think he gives us a good final girl.
Sure, yeah, they're all great.
They're all but Rain's my favorite out of all those three.
But that's the I think that was one of the issues that people had with this movie, is that it almost feels like a remake of Alien crossed with like Aliens a bit. And so Rain feels Ripley-ish at
Very
times,
Ripley,
except like 1,000 times younger. But she's also wearing Ripley's shoes that we talked about in the last episode, the Alien Stompers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and she gets into her underwear at the end, and so it's just like, we saw all this, though.
That's because you can't travel in space unless you're in space underwear.
We talked about this.
That's right. Yeah. And drinking space water or whatever it was.
And we didn't get a really good representation of that in Covenant or Prometheus, and Fede brought it back. He brought back the space panties. So I appreciate
Dude, there was space underwear.
Panties.
There was space underwear at least in Prometheus, because I remember Elizabeth Shaw was in her underwear for a good amount of the movie, because I was like, she is jacked. Holy shit.
When she's getting the C-section.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she's jacked.
She was jacked as all fuck. I'm like, you can't have a six-pack. That's not fair.
She's like, amazing. That's not fair.
You were sleeping for 100 years. That's not fair.
You can
be lazier.
Charles Minor, go for wrong.
For real.
There's your polycule right there.
I think I was hoping for the kills to be a little more brutal than they were in this, after seeing what he can do.
That's fair.
Which it was fine. Maybe me hoping for gallons of blood was a little too much in an Alien movie. That's probably just on me.
There was literally gallons of blood, but it was alien blood.
And it was floating around in space. Fair. Acid. And then they do the whole. They talked about how the Nostromo, because the alien ate through the thing, and then that's why we had to turn gravity off so that the acid didn't eat through the bottom of the hull and kill them all. But then they turn the gravity back on, and it does it anyway. And the elevator shaft with Andy and Rain, that whole thing, and the alien, like, that is probably my favorite scene of the movie, is everything from her using the aim-assisted rifle to kill the aliens in anti-gravity, float through the acid, and then try and get up the elevator shaft,
Mm-hmm.
and then almost being killed by the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I love that whole thing.
Can we talk about Ian Holm acting from Beyond the Grave?
Oh
Sure.
yeah,
Because that was really controversial.
it
when this came
was. I
out.
remember that. Yeah. Talk about it.
Thoughts?
He looks like
Okay.
he's questioning.
All right. It's
I
all people have
don't, I don't know who that is. I don't know what we're talking about.
That's Rook. That's the android who's all so okay. There's a couple issues here. One of them is that it's not done very well. It looks bad. The effect just looks bad.
It feels like it was meant to look bad though. Because like
That's
surely in 2024, whenever it came out, they had much better like systems to make more realistic looking whatever. And it made it, to me, it felt like it was supposed to look like it was kind of janky.
That's what I thought.
I said the same thing to Nirvan when we were watching it, but just thinking back on it later, it didn't look bad in the sense of like, oh, the synth is like an old model and so it's kind of rickety and it's like whatever. It looked bad in that it looked kind of like a cartoon overlay of like Ian Holm's face that just wasn't like,
like a video game version.
A video game version. Yes, thank you.
Are you proud of me?
I'm really proud of you. Look at you. You're talking video games now. But of course, like as we all know, I think Ian Holm's family okayed this because they said he would have wanted this, that he always had the Alien franchise in his heart after being Ash, and that he would have absolutely jumped at the chance to like be in another Alien movie. And so they felt like it wasn't derogatory to his legacy or anything. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I love learning new things. That's why I'm here.
Shit, I don't know how to follow that up. By the way, they're in orbit of basically Saturn, and the ship is slowly, because Navarro tried to escape with Kay and fucked up and crashed the escape pod into the ship and knocked the ship off kilter. It is now crashing slowly into the rings of whatever planet this is, and then they have to get on another escape pod to escape that. And then Kay gives birth to the Abomination, which then eats her.
The Abomination.
Eats its mother. And fucks up Andy. We didn't talk about in the shaft after he saves Rain. He says, "Get away from her, you bitch." So Andy delivers the "Get away from her, you bitch" line.
There you go. There you
he
go.
does it in the most deadpan, like android way, though. He's just kind of like, "You bitch," instead of Ripley in the way she kind of put her whole into it.
Put her whole chest in it.
And yes, the Havoc Hour, they did pull a Rogue One, which that was Peter Cushing in Rogue One, is who was acting, even though he's dead. So
Y'all must be knowing people who are dead. That's crazy.
a weird concept, but
And then again, the only way to really kill an alien is to suck it out into space. That's all we've got. So that's what we do. We suck.
So we did in the first 4 movies.
Same
get back to our roots here.
But hey, Rain heads for Yavaga. All right? She doesn't say, "Hey, I'm going to go back to this planet and find out why they did this. I'm not going to go find the engineers." And she says, "I had a destination, and I'm going to go to that destination. I'm going to get the fuck away from this shit." And Rain heads for Yavaga. So shout out to Rain for just getting the fuck away, like escaping everything and going to her paradise destination.
But then she also did the same thing Ripley did with the whole last communication read out, like, "This is Rain of the
last
Romulus
remaining survivor."
Yeah,
they did
exactly.
that in all 3 of these movies. Yeah.
It's like, okay, we get it. It's cool. It's all right.
Oh, also, Kate was lactating black goo at some point.
That's right.
Yeah.
She was.
What?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There was a breastfeeding element here where it came towards her after that happened, and she's like, "No, like, God, no, please, God, no." That's horrific, but
yeah, and black goo's just leaking out of her chest, and then
Okay, I was not looking at her chest. Damn.
She pulls it out of her shirt as like it's just on her fingers. It's so nasty. Yeah,
that's gross. Okay.
All right, we've been at this for 2 hours. Final thoughts on Alien Romulus.
I love it. I thought it was fucking great. I didn't know how much it had to do with Alien Isolation. Knowing that, I think I'm a little bit more excited to check that out at some point. You know, I mean, see what parallels there are. I mean, I think that's cool. I didn't know that.
There's a literal shot in this movie that's meant to mimic the cover of Alien Isolation. So,
oh.
Anywho. Are you just thinking deeply about that, or?
I was thinking about David actually, on the flute.
We're all thinking about David.
We'll never stop thinking about David and Walter and the flute.
I still think they're two different synths, so he's not fucking himself.
I agree. That's what I said
They're different
too.
synths. Like, that's just synth on synth action.
Crazy.
You know.
I mean, one has an American accent, you know, the other has a British accent. So
There you
Michael
go.
Fassbender, fucking Michael Fassbender.
yeah.
Well, okay, Katie, I know I said you real quick. That also leads to the weird moral question of identical twins being exactly the same DNA wise. So if identical twins were to have sex, is that incest or not incest? Because it's basically they're the same person. They share the exact same set of DNA. They are exactly the same.
I don't like
Sarah,
where
do
this
you have thoughts on
question.
that?
I don't like.
I would say that is absolutely incest.
I don't like where this is gone.
It's the same concept with David. He's basically his own identical twin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but the robots are not real, and I don't know.
So that
Don't
makes
let
it better.
Andy hear
I
that.
feel
It's
you.
going to break his heart.
He's not here. He's
All right,
gone.
Katie. Thoughts on Romulus?
Definitely
sex?
felt no, not that. The movie felt like Kelly brought up, like more like a horror movie. Like I was holding, like, especially when they're in like the hallway and like the room temperature part.
Mhm.
I was holding my breath.
Mhm.
I was anxious. I was like, I don't like
Mhm.
this. I'm gonna have a heart attack. No, thank you. There's a lot of that in this movie, which I did enjoy. But now that we know we're getting another one, if it's not Remus, I'ma be pissed. You can't tell me it's a twin fucking space station morphed into one and not give me what I want.
So for the record, Fede Alvarez wrote the script of that one and produced it. It says script by Fede Alvarez and Ridley Scott. Fede Alvarez will produce but not direct, and the studio is looking for his replacement.
See, no, what the fuck?
And
Clive Barker. Clive Barker.
A film by Zack Snyder.
Roll through in her.
And let's never
I-
do that.
I was gonna say I would love if we just replaced
Tim
all
Burton.
the future Alien movies the same way we did Evil Dead. So now we'll do Lee Cronin's Alien, and then
There you go. I'm down for that.
Let's let Sam
Evil
Raimi
Dead,
do
Evil
it.
Dead Alien. Yeah.
Evil Dead Space.
Oh my god.
No.
Sarah, did you show Eric the poster I made for Evil Wed?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I showed a bunch of people that, and everyone's like, I need to see that movie. Eric came up with the idea of doing a rom-com called Evil Wed about a wedding, a Deadite wedding.
Wow.
It writes itself. It writes
It
itself.
could happen.
and seeing as even though some people don't agree, Jason is a Deadite, and Jason went to space. Maybe the Necronomicon went to space with Jason.
Come
And that's how the
on.
Necronomicon
Like,
got to space.
that's not even up for fucking debate. That is lore fact. Like, Jason is a Deadite. I will die on that hill.
Jason is a Deadite. My favorite thing when we had this discussion was Kelly's like, I don't know if I buy that, but yeah, sure, okay. And I was like, you remember that whole thing I sent you, that big thing I wrote out that you read and we talked about? The entire
I didn't
basis
remember
of
that it was
Jason was
based
a Deadite.
on that like concept
Yeah.
entirely.
And I just saw
Yep.
you texted me that same thing just a couple days ago.
Well, even in like with Evil Dead the remake and then Evil Dead Rise, those are different Necronomicons. It's not the exact same one. So there's different books. So like different books might have different powers, might have different little bit different things, but they all still create Deadites.
In space, no one can read the Latin.
Ah.
It should be in space. No one can hear you read the Latin.
Oh, there you go. That's
You can
even
read it
better.
all you want.
Yeah,
It ain't
that's
going
even
anywhere.
better. Yeah.
No, it's not even Latin. It's just cave drawings.
Exactly.
5 different ones from different places.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And Shaw's gonna
Deadites
think
want us to
that
go to space.
the Deadites want to meet us.
Yeah, the Deadites want to meet us. That's
So
why
that's
there's
such
so
an
many
arrogant. It's such an arrogant human viewpoint. Like,
Oh,
they must be
yeah.
trying to reach us. We should definitely grace them with our
It's
presence.
an
Like,
American
what?
viewpoint.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Colonizer viewpoint. Jesus.
Jeez.
And
I mean,
The next one,
Alien is
alien
all about
colonizer.
colonizing.
Yeah.
Alien colonizer. There we
Yeah,
go.
there's the
No.
next one.
No.
Katie's like, I'm gonna veto that.
I haven't seen Alien Earth, but maybe that's what that is.
I haven't seen that
I
either,
also haven't
actually.
seen it.
I've heard it's
I'm going to now.
fucking tastic.
That's what I heard.
I'll see it if Katie watches it.
Not if I
I
watch
have
it
to make
with
sure
you,
I
and
watch
it's
right
on.
I didn't know where Alien Earth fell in, but they deal a lot with synths and then some other shit that isn't really in the later movies too. Like cyborgs, like humans enhanced with technology, things like that. There's a lot of that in there. I did watch all of Alien Earth. I was really excited when it came out, and I was like, aliens on the planet Earth, I need to see this. And it wasn't what I hoped for, but I enjoyed it.
Done that. It was Alien versus Predator.
And that is my favorite movie in the franchise. And Katie, just so you know, when we get there, ignore all of the lore that we talked about here today, because none of that is important when we get to
Out the fucking
It's
window.
fucking dumb. Because why?
Katie, I know that when you start watching the Predator movies, you'll at least like Predator Badlands. Hopefully
Yes,
you like
Prey.
Prey.
And
Also.
Prey.
Hopefully you like
And
Prey also. But Badlands is like the most accessible to someone who has no concept of like the Predator stuff, and it's just like I really thought like I could show my parents this movie and they would probably like it.
Heard, Chef, heard.
I really enjoyed Badlands, and I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
if I was
yeah.
going to. But before we plug everything and we get out of here, real quick, the next Katie Horror Showcase is going to be Puppet Master, which is our next episode.
Oh yes.
And then we're gonna take a little alien break. So in a month, we are doing the panel episode for Ice Nine Kills, The Silver Scream, where we get a bunch of people
Oh,
to listen to the album and give us their thoughts on
I'm
each of
fucking
the songs.
geeked. It's gonna be so fun.
And then another Katie Horror Showcase, and then we're right back at it with Predator, Predator 2, and Alien vs. Predator will be the next set of this that we do. And then
Yeah.
and also I guess Alien vs. Predator 2, I guess the 4, but do we really need it? I guess we
Okay.
do. And then we will finish everything off with Predators, The Predator, Predator Badlands, and Prey.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
She's like, okay.
Add it to
I
the
didn't think
list.
Haunting.
It's all there somewhere.
Mhm.
It's all getting done this year, folks. Don't worry.
Eric, Sarah, Kelly, you guys are our favorite people. We love having you on. This was a blast. Where can they find the Final Girls if they don't already know, and they should?
Kelly, do you want to take it?
They can find our podcast at final-girls.com or Final Girls the podcast on Instagram or Final Girls podcast on Blue Sky. And we drop an episode every Wednesday, and also on Fridays if you're on our Patreon, which you should be. We do other fun episodes about not just Final Girls but Final-ish Girls, Final Daddies, Final Cats, and miscellaneous. Sometimes we stretch it, but come and listen to us talk about badass women in film.
That was awesome. Yeah. Thanks for having us. You guys are
Thank you.
podcast besties.
We have been on this podcast almost more than our own.
No.
Katie and I
way.
Katie and I
God,
hate this
no.
fucking hard. Wait, what was the other one?
This is the fucking
Yeah,
Xenomorph
yeah,
one.
yeah. No.
That's
yeah.
nothing. I'm snapping.
No, we're always so stoked to be chatting
Yep.
with both of you whenever about whatever. We're always down. Such a fun time.
Love them.
And speaking of us talking about music on the next non-Katie Horror Showcase episode, even though it's not Stories on the Road, which is probably going to be far more entertaining than our opinions on songs, where can they find the Hesh Files?
Theheshfiles.com. That's the website for everything. Spotify and all the other podcast places. Just the Hesh Files. Instagram at the Hesh Files. It's pretty easy to find on those things. New episodes when
When you can Track down
when I can get around to it.
musicians are very hard to track down.
It's trying to kind of like trying to herd cats.
Which we saw you guys doing on this episode. So
Yes. So
So you're
I'm
good at
getting
it.
better at it. Yeah, I'm getting better. It's a work in progress.
Katie, you, all the things you do, where?
Okay. Me, Twitter, KatieWrestling13, Linktree in bio, Sheely Showcase, my wrestling podcast, twitch.tv/Sheely Showcase, youtube.com/Sheely Showcase. Thursdays for the most part, like this Thursday, birthday episode because I turned 30 on Wednesday.
Woo! Yes.
Woo. Tea. Yeah, and then I'm here, and sometimes on Wallop, but I haven't been on there in a minute. And I did actually message the Final Girls about something.
You did about yes, you did.
Yes, I didn't
Yeah.
respond because I forgot, but I saw that you responded to me. So
Yes. Well, and we'll be in touch. We'll be in touch.
yes,
Oh, it's a mystery to
Listen,
me, but
you get to
Yeah.
you get to do stuff with them alone. I get to do stuff with them alone too sometimes. Okay.
You can do stuff with them alone. I don't have an issue with that. I'm just surprised I haven't heard about this. That's all.
everybody can
'cause
have
I-
a piece.
I sent it on
It's-
like Thursday or
David.
something.
Yeah, it's like hot off the press. Not even on
Yeah,
the press.
I don't even know what they're talking about. So it's interesting.
Yeah, bum bum bum.
The Havoc Hours 7928 because Katie loves when I say Reeks full tag.
Stupid.
Final Ish Girls is solid because I don't know how to categorize Jordana Brewster in Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. Which is true.
It's been a while since I saw that one.
Yeah. I bump
But
that up
that
on the
is-
list.
Where you guys can find them. If you're watching this, you should know where the fuck to find me. But if not, at Getting Off everywhere. Creation World. I just did a podcast about Pokemon for shits and giggles with the Wallop guys. And
Really?
we did, it was an over-under on the... It's going to be like a 4-part series just to get through the first 151, but... Because it took a while to...
I want to listen to those.
Squirtle.
But I will send you a link. It's a good time. You guys can check all that stuff out everywhere at Getting Off. For Sarah, Kelly, Eric, and Katie, it is now time to put the lotion in the basket, bid farewell, and close the casket.
On